Hey, this is Mark from the LTP. Thank you for tuning in. I do have a quick edit on this one. I refer to this as episode 84, but in fact, it's not really episode 84. This is rather a discussion about Star Wars Celebration and the new episode 9 teaser trailer. All right, so we will get back to you with an actual episode 84 in a couple weeks. Until then, thank you so much for listening and hope you guys are doing well. Bye. The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast. This is a very special episode, number 84. Slightly different format than usual. It's 2/3 of the LTP.
Should we even number it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Sure, it's going to go out.
Okay.
And it's going to be 84. I guess it's an official one. So
Roman numerals.
So yeah, we were taking a break, but like I said, if anything dropped major in between now and our return, we would talk about it, and that's what we're doing. So hello, my name is Mark, and then sitting to the right of me is the Trail Master of Puppets himself, Udi.
Hello.
Sitting across from me is a repeat offender of the LTP, repeat guest, super fan of Star Wars and all-around good guy and movie director, Ricky Borba.
Hello.
And then to the left of me is, Joey from DisneyUniversPodcast.
Hello there.
Sweet.
Yeah, so today we're talking a lot about, actually all about Star Wars celebrations.
Are we forgetting somebody?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Do we got to call Ryan?
We gotta call Ryan.
We got to call Ryan. Yeah.
My little Padawan.
So, hey, want to say hi to Jess. She would not be here anyways because she hates Star Wars.
Yeah. So if you
hi,
miss
Jess.
Yeah.
Hello, Jess.
If you miss her, DM her. She will appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I did Snapchat her a picture of the Rainforest Cafe downtown Chicago.
I'm sure she liked that.
And you know what? Jess is getting gifts sent to her from Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that? Okay,
we all clearly know who the fan favorite is.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. I have no problem with her being the fan favorite.
Okay, so today we're going to follow a completely different format. There will be no park news, although there's tons of it. So we'll get to that when the LTP returns. But just say that the show is going to be sponsored by Expedition Roasters Coffee, where they encourage you to brew your happy place. So they've got a lot of really cool Disney-inspired roasts and Harry Potter stuff. And they have agreed to give away a bag of the Dark Side Roast. So there's two ways to get coffee from them. You can go to expeditionroasters.com and enter LTP20 to get 20% off your very first order, or win our contest. And we can win our contest by go to our Instagram page and give us your best episode 9 theory of how it's going to play out, and LTP will pick one out.
Wait, Leaving Today podcast episode 9 or Star Wars episode 9?
Star Wars episode 9.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker. But no, go to our Instagram page when we post this. Give us your best theory of Star Wars episode 9, and LTP will pick out a bag for you. Coming hot here. Okay, so also we are going to be joined by Joey's partner in crime, Brian. He's calling in from, where's he calling from?
British Columbia.
Oh,
Vancouver.
wow. Just around the corner.
No one faults him for being Canadian.
Couldn't be here, huh?
Nobody faults him for being Canadian.
All right, so
We
let's
accept
give
all
him a
kinds.
call, and then
We're
we're going to
open.
get into this.
We're all open.
Look at us with the technology.
I know, right?
All right.
Pretty rad.
All right, so joining us from Vancouver, British Columbia is Ryan, the other half of the Disney Universe podcast. Hey, Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How's it going, guys?
Good.
It's going really, really good. We are finally having a warm day here. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, a little bit better than what we saw. Were you in the snow with Joey at that point?
No, I ducked out the night before, so I didn't get stuck in the snow. But I heard like the flights were crazy and stuff too. I know like people from Collider Video, they're still there, I think. So.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
all the flights out of O'Hare were completely like just hammered. But if you took up out of Midway, you got out. So that's weird. So you got lucky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got lucky.
Cool. So, so Joey and Ryan actually went to Chicago for Star Wars celebrations. And is it S or this celebration?
It's Celebration.
It's sorry. There's only one celebration going on. There's not multiple.
Exactly.
Okay, so they were at Star Wars Celebration. And so they're going to report back and tell us how that all went. We're all jealous. Udi and I have never gone to one. Ricky's been to 2 of them.
6.
Oh, 6?
including the original in Denver.
Oh, well, okay. This is nothing to Ricky then. It's just, yeah. Well, to me, it's all very cool and new. And then we're going to talk about the news that came out, how it's going to affect the parks, and of course that teaser trailer that dropped on Friday at 10:08 Pacific time. Yeah. All right. So let's go, Joey and Ryan. Take it away. So,
Well, you know what? I'll let Ryan kick off because this was his first celebration.
Nice.
And he's been to a smaller convention in Seattle, so I know this one was completely like eye opener. So, Ryan, what was your like initial thoughts?
It's a lot bigger than the one in Seattle. I think there was like 6 booths of like vendors in Seattle, and I don't even know how many I saw. I kept like on the last day when I was walking around, I found this like vendors that I hadn't seen, like just like little nooks and crannies. It was insane. Joey, have you showed them?
oh,
Yeah,
you're a collector of what?
Mostly hot toys.
Oh, nice.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what
It's
that
an
is.
expensive toy to buy.
Hot toy?
They're
It
like
is.
this tall. They're statues, very lifelike looking. They're about $300 each. Roughly.
Are they all Star Wars stuff?
No, well, I mean, I'm
like
sure Ryan
everything.
collects Star Wars, but they do other
Yeah.
genres, Marvel, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Joey, have you showed them the video of our reaction to the trailer?
I started to, and we're going to play that later on, I believe.
Yeah, we
Okay,
wanted
well, when
we
you-
wanted to save it.
When you guys hear it, that's like how I felt most of the time. Just like, oh my god! Just like it was so much to take in. I definitely wasn't prepared for what I saw, like, because only thing I had going off of this was the small convention in Seattle.
Okay.
And
Which was about like 10,000, and this one I think was just over 70,000
People?
yeah,
from all over the world
The first one in
So-
Denver was 5,000 people
in a tent. Yeah.
in one tent. Did you go too?
No, Warwick Davis was a stage host.
Oh, okay.
And he brought it up numerous
Talked about it,
times.
yeah.
Because
Does George Lucas ever go to these things?
Yeah, he went to the first one in Florida, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, and he showed up last year for the 40th
Yeah, last
anniversary
Yeah,
panel.
yeah.
So Ryan, just real quick, how much did you budget for, and how much did you spend?
So my budget was like a huge trip budget because I did the whole WrestleMania week too before that. So I budgeted. I think I had $2,000 cash for food and merchandise for 2 weeks.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was fine. Like I just got by. I think I got back with like $100. So I think that was a good amount. But I would have liked to have had more because I had to like really hold myself back from buying a lot. So if you have money and you're going to Celebration, you'll be fine. But
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan is what we
Yeah.
call an impulse buyer.
Okay.
so bad.
He would buy
So bad.
something really cool, then like 15 minutes later, like, crap, how am I going to get this home?
Oh, there you go.
So many
What was your
times I
prized
did.
possession that you bought at the Star Wars convention, not the WrestleMania?
The rest of me.
I think the Boba Fett in the Sarlacc pit hot toy.
Sweet.
I'm not really
Saw
like a
that.
huge Boba Fett fan,
Uh-oh.
but
That's
this
unfortunate.
piece I have on my desk now is just it's awesome.
Awesome.
I'll send. I think I sent Joey a picture.
Yeah,
He
I'll
can show you guys
It's
later.
cool.
Cool.
It's
Cool.
sweet.
Yeah, so I think I'd have to say that. Yeah, the Boba Fett hot toy in the Sarlacc pit. It's an older one from one of the first series they had of Star Wars, I think,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. So, it's an awesome piece. It'll be on my desk
Sick.
for a long time. And a painting. Joey, do you remember the artist's name? Michelle something?
I do not. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like a playing card, and the top is like the old Han and Leia, and the flip side is Episode 7 Han and Leia. And it's, I think the title is called I Know, which is awesome.
Oh, I saw that.
You got that? That is a great one. It was one of my favorites when they kind of gave a little preview on it, and that was one of my favorites.
Yeah. So I have that right on my desk, right beside my desk too. So, yeah, those two things.
Nice.
Cool.
And Joey, same question for you.
Well, I don't want to say I didn't budget.
You didn't go to WrestleMania too, did you?
I did not go to WrestleMania, but I
Okay.
did. I flew standby, so I knew my spending was going to have to be down.
Yeah.
So I pretty much budgeted where I could come back for have gas when I came back. But I did get a couple of little things. Like the main piece I got was the Geeky Tiki Han Solo and Carbonite Tiki mug.
Nice.
Oh.
That was cool.
Yeah, because that guy's booth was packed the entire weekend. So we were able to talk to him real quick and working on some fun things in the future. But so they released for the Star Wars store was the Rancor Tiki mug holding a Luke Skywalker shot glass. I've shown it Hootie.
Oh yeah, I know.
Plenty
I was
of
like,
times.
very cool.
Then they released a Han and Greedo two pack at another store. Another store had the coconut Death Star. So FYE had their actual Series 3 line, which was the Return of the Jedi. So they had Princess Leia in the Bouche outfit, Bouche, however you say it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Gamorrean Guard, Han, and I forget what the third one was. So I got the Han because Han, right? And it was so much bigger than the other ones. So when I was talking to Brandon, I was like, "Oh man, I'd ask the guy like, I can't believe this one's the same price because they were $20 a piece, and this one was twice the size." And he was like, "How much you pay for that?" And I was like, 20. He's like, "Oh, well, congratulations. I'll be right back." So that one was supposed to be 30.
Oh.
So, but but I got lucky. But the other one though, what I really wanted and I didn't get to pre-order it was the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, you did. I was
How much was
wondering
that?
about that.
Well, it was $100 pre-order, and so I'm like, you know what? I'll just pre-order it later. So then I was spending my money on Lyft and dinner after the con. Then I went back to them the next day, and I was just checking in. They're like, well, $100 was the show special. Might be more after, but it's going to be just the Falcon. You won't get the Han and Chewie shot glasses. You can get them separately down the road, but
Oh.
so yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But there's so much, like just the art that was there, well, sound like I'm an adult here, but the toys.
Sure. Yeah.
The Hot Toys. Ryan scored us an interview with dude Steve, who works for Rogue Toys, and he's the friend or the guy that the Pawn Star guys like call when they need an expert toy.
Yeah.
So Ryan sold him the exclusive pop set and scored us an interview with him, so I got to talk to him on the last.
Oh, very cool.
So.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know you went and saw him. So it's
Thank you.
breaking news.
Breaking news.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Okay, so what going into this? What was what were you guys looking forward to the most?
Ryan.
Well, I think Galaxy's Edge and Episode 9 were tied, but very different reactions walking out. But we'll get to that. Joey, I don't know. I couldn't tell if you were more excited for Mandalorian or Episode 9.
Okay, so Episode 9 was the obvious. That's what all the.
I can tell you, Joey's texting me after the Mandalorian. A lot of caps, a lot of swearing, a lot of excitement. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. So I kind of give a handicap to Episode 9 because that was a given. That's what everybody went there for. And
was that hard to get into?
Well, they had a lottery system. It had its pros and cons, but.
I want to ask that question of both of you because I've been to so many of them, and I've seen people camp out the night before. I've seen people get up early, and then the first few people didn't have to. Compared to other ones, like especially Anaheim, where everybody's pissed off that Kensha Hall holds like 5,000 people compared to 50,000 people there.
Yeah.
Do you like the lottery system that they did, or do you think it's better when people camp out the night before?
You know what? It had its pros and cons. I'll say I liked it because we got into Episode 9 and Galaxy's Edge and got pretty sweet. Pretty good seats, both of them.
The seats weren't part of the lottery. That's just first come, first serve, right?
Well, yeah, but they had sections, so people were kind of following the sections the first day. And then after that, they were like, all right, they were just kind of all free for all.
Got it.
Except on the floor. So we got really good seats, but we were kind of behind a boom. So when
crane or a boom?
Yeah, a crane.
Oh, crane.
Sorry.
Okay.
So
sorry.
Ryan, we're talking to the director. I'm just letting you know.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Ricky is a director.
Yeah.
He is.
No, he is. Yeah.
So,
I just couldn't imagine like a guy standing there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, that guy's job sucks for an hour and a half.
How tired are you right now?
yeah, exactly. But for the Galaxy's Edge, we went to the next side. But I thought it was good because it would have been really cold to camp out in Chicago. Even before the snow. Like on Wednesday, you probably saw the pictures, but we were at a Cubs game, and we only lasted 3 innings.
Jeez.
Like,
Are you wearing shorts and a shirt like you are now? Or
Shorts and a sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah. That's cool, though. You saw Wrigley. That's cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. But even before the game, Ryan was like, so you want to leave after third inning? I was like, I want to enjoy the game, but it was unbearably cold.
So the convention center was closer to Cubs than it was White Sox?
I think it was actually closer to the White Sox because it's on the south side.
Okay.
But the train that we take, the L train, was just right off. I mean, just like you see in the movies and stuff.
The very famous for being safe and no crime L train.
Right?
Yeah. Chicago.
Like,
Yeah,
did you have a knife on you? What do you think?
Well, look at a knife. Not too many people.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I just sat down with a grumpy look, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's normal face.
But you were wearing your Giants cap.
All the time.
Okay,
yeah.
so that could have started some fights.
But at the Cubs game, just Star Wars related, Jonas Sutomato,
Oh, nice.
Chewbacca. I don't know if it's his name, but he threw out the first pitch.
Cool.
So
Seems like a
that's pretty
cool
sweet.
guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I watched the whole thing. I told my wife, I said, if I'm not going to go to Celebration because we have 5 kids and it just was too hard this time, I said, I'm going to sit from Friday to Monday and watch everything online, and I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And that's one thing they do
I was
great.
like,
the coverage on that thing
all I'm
is
doing.
top notch.
Yeah, it was awesome to be able to, because in Celebration Pass you could not watch it live. You were out if you didn't go. So it was really cool to be able to watch that. I'll say this though, you're talking about what was your favorite going in.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just for me, I feel like The Mandalorian from watching it at home had the most buzz out of anything there.
I agree.
And so
I agree.
getting to that was probably my favorite because I have high hopes for the show.
Yeah.
Just Udi knows I love Jon Favreau.
Yep,
Dave
totally.
Filoni. They talked about how long their relationship has been together.
Yep.
And since Iron Man and the first season of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, hey, you're the first guy. You want to check out Iron Man? Oh, hey, you want to check out this cartoon we're doing, Clone Wars? And they've been friends ever since. And it shows. So I'm really excited. And then they put a great team of directors together. Mm-hmm. But the sizzle reel that they showed, the behind the scenes, was just
so
it
good.
felt like A New Hope, Star Wars.
I told my friend, I said it feels like George left the cameras on Tatooine, and then somebody just picked up the cameras and continued filming on Tatooine.
And there's Rhodians, there's
Salacious Crumb, they're cooking him.
They're roasting him.
Yeah.
Even I forget the creature, but the Bosk that
Trandoshan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them Twi'leks.
IG-88.
Oh, in action.
Oh my God! In action.
Yeah, that was sick.
What?
Yeah. Actually, it's IG-11, just to be totally clear.
Raise your hand out there if you're lost. Okay.
Raise your hand if you've turned the podcast off at this point.
But yeah, just see. Then I mean, I was in the overflow room, but seeing Pedro Pascal, which.
Yeah. See, I'm not a Game of Thrones person, so I don't know. I've never watched one episode. So
isn't he from Narcos?
He's from Narcos.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
And he was, I think, Whiskey on Kingsman 2.
That's right. He was
with a whip.
Yeah.
Then Gina Carano.
Yeah,
she looks cool. She's a rebel shock trooper. Then Carl Weathers is like the head of the bounty hunter.
So good.
But yeah.
So and then there's also Nick Nolte, who we haven't seen what he's doing yet at all. People are saying Dengar.
Nick Nolte.
Wow.
You mean
really?
from 48 Hours?
Yes. They're saying he's going to play Dengar.
No.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. And the timeline would fit. So.
Actually, speaking of that,
and Giancarlo Esposito is a TIE fighter.
Nobody knew that he was in it at that point, did they?
Speaking of that, what is the timeline of this film?
6 years after?
5 years after the fall of the Empire.
5 after Return of the Jedi. For all those who don't know, that's when the Empire fell. But yeah.
So this is after Jedi in Episode 7.
This is Dengar. He's only in Empire Strikes Back for like -3 seconds.
And he's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But he's a bounty hunter. He's there, and it's cool.
You totally fit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But this show.
I love that idea.
And it's going to debut with Disney Plus when that's released in November.
Which is only $7 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm paying
for now.
I know. Hey, but
for now, like Ryan said, it's
take my money. Take my money.
Yeah. So what is this? going to be a series then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already got greenlit for season 2.
Yep.
Season 2. Okay.
And they're not doing the Netflix format, which is every episode on day one either.
Oh, good.
They're rolling it out.
I like that.
I thought
I
they were.
don't like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Because I'm watching the Twilight Zone right now on CBS, the new iteration of it.
Oh, yeah.
However you say that word.
Yeah.
And it's every week, and I'm like, I'm so used to Netflix like pouring it out there.
Right.
Go crazy. But anyway.
No, do you think this is the first of many Star Wars stories?
According to Kathleen Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're going to do the Cassian Andor one, which I'm kind of like,
The what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a tertiary throwaway character.
I agree.
I can't
What
say
is it? What are you guys talking about?
Rogue One,
Rogue
he's
One.
the Hispanic
The
guy in
spy.
Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
He has his own show.
K2SO
Didn't he die?
would be the only fun. Yeah,
This is
both of
before
them.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
K2SO would be the reason to watch the show for Alan
Yeah.
Tudyk, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because
I mean,
I caught the
Look,
end of
not
his,
everything's going to be a winner, but they have to have
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
And that show, I think, would be relatively cheaper to produce than The Mandalorian.
I would assume, yeah.
And I was excited when they first announced it. I don't know about Ryan, but then after I thought about it for a while, it's like, well, if they were doing a show based on Rogue One characters, I'd rather see a Baze and Cherry show.
Yeah, totally.
Because, I mean, Donnie
Yeah,
Yen.
you were saying that.
I know, right? I mean, going anywhere to being disciples of the Force would be infinitely more fun to watch,
Yeah.
I think, than a rogue spy or whatever.
Yeah.
I
I just didn't like his character at all.
I agree.
He just wasn't endearing at all.
Nope.
So,
Nope. As much as I
I'd rather
like
see a
that
Jin
movie,
show, a Jin Erso show.
yeah.
I don't know if I would. I don't know.
What would she? Yeah, I mean,
Over
she'll
him,
probably
though?
be sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
Over him for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Still.
Over him for sure.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
she had all those years with Saw Gerrera.
Yep.
So, and I'd rather
that
see
would
Forrest
be
Whitaker on TV.
That would be fun watching
Yeah.
her come up with Saw Gerrera
Yeah.
and
Okay,
watching
so
that.
so while we're on that vein, I just was like, oh my gosh, light bulb. Someone did let slip, and I forget who it was, but it was a female actress. I want to say it was Enfys Nest. It was the girl who played Enfys Nest. She said that she's still signed on for multiple movies and a show that regard around Han Solo and the Red Sun organization with Darth Maul. So the theory is that they're going to do more episodes of that instead of maybe a movie, which I'm totally happy with.
Yeah. I
Give
would
us
like that.
more real action Maul.
Thank you.
Fighting Vader. Oh my gosh! Could you imagine Maul and Vader
Oh, my
meeting
God.
on Tatooine? Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh, you got to do that to me.
Wait a minute. Hold on. For the guy who's way on the outside here, I thought this was a Star Trek convention you guys were at. Why would Vader and Maul don't like each other?
But you can only have one apprentice.
One apprentice.
So if Maul is
Master.
alive and
Yep.
Vader is the Emperor's apprentice, they both can't
They
coexist.
cannot.
Oh.
So they, by nature, have to go against
And
each
then
other.
you have to look at Maul.
But he dropped
how-
all his ties with the Sith.
Yeah, well, no, but Maul has such hatred towards them
Yeah.
that he would want to go after them.
Yeah.
That would be epic.
Who would win that fight?
Well,
Vader.
well,
My
nobody would win
opinion,
because they
Vader.
both live past this
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would just be an epic fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could still cut off limbs because they're all bad anyway. So
I mean,
you
look,
cut legs
Maul's
and
in
arms.
half already,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Yeah, what are you doing? Could you imagine Obi-Wan fighting Maul and Vader like a three-way fight?
Oh my gosh. And I just want to talk about Clone Wars now too, but
Yeah.
I'll save that for later.
Okay, here, let's ramp it back into Mandalorian for a minute. Wow, we just went off on a
Yeah.
tangent.
I'm
You,
happy-
might as well-
I'm
Udi,
hyped for it,
you
though.
guys might as well just drive this ship.
Well, no, go ahead.
So, okay, what I want to do is I kind of want to pull it back into Mandalorian and kind of I'm excited, one, because Pedro Pascal, Chilean, a little shout out to my homeland. I sent a text to my bro. I'm like, by the way, you know he's Chilean, right? He's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm even more excited now. Yeah, pride.
Yeah.
But the Mandalorian, I think, to me, is going to be, I hope, is going to be the staple where we go from here, like we're talking about. I think now they're understanding with people wanting content more regularly. I think with, and I'm going to go big arc here, with the lukewarm reception to Episode 8, I think they realize that maybe the movie route is the waning medium to an extent, because people, I think, are going to want more. So now with their streaming service, like, okay, here we're going to go. The only question, and my brother brought this up, and with The Mandalorian, keeping quality high, story high. That is the only concern that I have now. Is like, okay, are they going to let it drop?
I think because it's Disney, we have to include the Marvel universe in this. I think that had they released Solo in December instead of May, which was 5 months after,
Oh yeah, different story.
I think the Star Wars fatigue, quote unquote, may have not have been as severe But the fact that they said this at the celebration, Kathleen Kennedy said there's no more Star Wars movies till 2022 after this.
I heard that, yeah.
But then you think there's like 2 to 3 Marvel movies a year for the last 10 years. So I think they just messed it up, and I think moving forward, starting in 2022, we'll get a Star Wars film every year. I think.
And you know what, that could be it. I mean, with JJ, now we can kind of use this transfer over to episode 9. I think with them bringing JJ back was a concerted effort to write
what The Last Jedi did wrong.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The title alone was like, you're going to kill Luke in episode 8. I'm going to make the title The Rise of Skywalker. And the very first shot we have of the episode 9 trailer is of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
Are we even there yet?
Yeah, I said we're moving on over.
To the
Episode 9, yeah.
Oh, do you want to do your thing?
No, it's up to you. I can do it after. We can.
Oh no,
do
so let's go ahead and we're gonna.
You should preface it with where you were when you saw this and all that.
And Ryan, by the way, chime in anytime, buddy.
Yeah, bud.
Okay, sounds good.
He's a little shy.
Yeah, like dude.
Oh, don't be shy.
We're going. I mean, just talk all over us. I don't care.
All right, so this is the, and I did this more because the quality is not going to be as good video-wise as what's on YouTube, but
Okay.
because I did this at Celebration 15, just the Chewie, we're home effect. So this is us at episode 9, Rise of Skywalker panel.
This is the trailer.
The trailer, yes.
We're not playing the whole hour and a half panel via audio right now.
Even though that would no. Which, by the way, I've seen that 3 times.
Lucasfilm logo. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I told Ryan I was probably going to cry, and I did.
A thousand generations within you now. But this is your fight.
I love the Lords of Arabia shot. You know, just
Are we thinking this is Jakku?
I think it's Tatooine.
so awesome. Leia's music always gets me. So now here's the title reveal.
Total middle finger to Ryan, in my opinion.
We're going to talk about that. I really want to talk about that.
And my hands were shaking, my eyes were, and I actually turned it off before the figure came out on stage that nobody could make out who he was at
Oh,
first.
dude, he hit the stage. I knew who it was right away. I'm
I
like,
thought it was Ryan Johnson. No.
I didn't know. I didn't think it was going to be him.
oh, Ian McDermott?
Yeah, I cannot remember who I thought it was when he walked out. But
Yep.
I was like, oh.
I thought, at first, truthfully, I thought it was Anthony Daniels because it's the final saga.
Oh, I remember. I thought it was Mark Hamill. I thought Mark Hamill was going to surprise everybody and be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because there was
I'm
pictures
really-
of him at the airport, right?
No, that was fake. It was from Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
That's
those
upsetting.
pictures were
Where
fake,
are you going to say, Ryan?
I was just gonna say, yeah, Mark Hamill. I thought was at the airport, but then I was just debunked. So
Yeah.
So, I mean, where were you guys' initial?
So when he came on, I'm like, oh my god! Like I knew it right away. I just had this feeling like, and then the shine light, and I'm like, I'm getting shivers again because exactly the reaction I had. I'm like, it's the Emperor again.
And
then my mind, instantly started going, okay, wait, how, when, and I'm like, boom, 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 and I'm like, and I'm still, my mind has been going over and over and over and
And
over.
that crowd was insane because he was trying for a good 2 minutes to say what he wanted to say.
And he wanted to do it, and he's like, okay, I can't yet. Wait for it. The only thing he could have done better is like drop the mic and then walk away. He didn't drop. He did kind of like the mic went out, and he kind of said it went down slowly, and like drop it.
Roll it again.
You know what would have been really cool with what Johnny Depp did when he came out as Jack Sparrow? If he came out dressed as the Emperor.
Like D23?
Yeah. That would have been sweet.
Yeah, he would have. If he would have just come out and have have the laugh again, and then say roll it again, and then walk off. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people have been theorizing now the extent of the character, and I'm like, who?
Well, before we get into theories, what were your first reactions to watching this?
Dude, that was a mess. I'll be straight up.
Please be straight up.
It's hard not to get emotional when you're in the room and and like thousands of fans.
The energy, cheering. Man.
Especially the second time because, like I said, I was recording it just for the fan reaction, so I let it sink in the second time, and so of course the scene with Rey flip on the TIE Fighter Interceptor, that was just amazing. But the thing that got me was towards the end where you hear Luke and he's like, we're all with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And instantly I'm thinking Force Ghost. We're going to see Hayden. We're going to see Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon possibly.
Yoda.
Qui-Gon. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah. Qui-Gon would be great.
The feels just came. And I was like, I told Ryan, I'm like, dude, I swear. I told you I was going to cry.
So this is a great question because right before I started working on The Bend, which was the film I was going to do first, like 4 years ago, I was working on a George Lucas documentary called For the Love of Star Wars.
I remember that, yeah.
And my question I asked everybody I interviewed was, what is it about Star Wars that invokes this emotional response from us? And you could ask 100 different people, get 100 different answers. I want to know, because I have a picture on my phone of me crying watching that trailer. My daughter said, "Why are you crying, Dad?" I'm like, "I don't care. Take a picture. Go ahead."
Yeah.
But what is it about Star Wars? Why is it?
I'll let Ryan go.
I think that's the first word.
Right, Ryan, how old are you, by the way, just so I know?
I'm 23.
Okay, so you're a younger Star Wars. It's like Phantom Menace was your introduction almost?
Yes, I was born in 95, so I would have been like 4.
These shoes, I think I bought these Adidas in 95.
Right, okay. All right, so we've got a younger Star. That's cool. We've got a Go for it.
I guess like the first word that came to mind when you asked that was it's an escape from reality. It's kind of like going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to worry about anything. Like when I was there, like at Celebration, there were so many people. Like it felt like we were all so close together. You know, like it was basically like a family. Like any line I got in, any line Joey and I got in, we were talking to the people around us, like behind us, in front of us, beside us. And it wasn't awkward. It was just like conversation kept flowing for the 3 days with whoever you were with. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and escape. That would be like if I had to pick one word. That'd be it.
And before we left, I'm telling them, like, all right, just letting you know, like, this is like family. You'll run into people, you'll meet people, and you'll be talking to them, every once in a while. You might not see them maybe 2 or 3 more times in your lifetime, but they're gonna be lifelong friends. And, because I met up with a bunch of friends that I met at like Celebration Anaheim, and then like some community like Star Wars circles I'm in. Yeah. And so it's just a big family reunion.
Yeah, that's good.
But for me, I'm 40.
Okay.
So I was that tail end of the original generation, and but I love all Star Wars content, and it's just like I'm going to go big. I'm going to go off what he said a little bit, but like it is an escape, but it's just that when you grow up with something, you grow up with Luke, with Han, with Leia, with Chewie, and when you're little. And that's something like the happiest times, running around with the toys. And when you get older, you're growing up, going through stuff, and
death and taxes.
Yeah, so it's like you're having a bad day. Pop in Return of the Jedi, throw in something, even the Ewok movie if you had it. I don't care. Or for me, a lot of times when I'm really super stressed, I listen to the music.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
So it's just that familiarity. The without sounding super corny, but it's like. Star Wars is always there.
Yeah, that's good.
In good times and bad times.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm getting teary right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that, Mark, or no?
Yeah, you're the elder statesman here.
Yeah,
by a couple years.
So the question is...
Yeah, I'll answer it too, but go ahead.
So the question is, what was our reaction to Episode 9?
No.
Why is Star Wars...
Why
does Star Wars invoke such an emotional response from people?
Well, I'll answer that in a sec. But, I mean, I watched it from my cube at Intel, and I think I was the only one that was streaming it from 9 to 10.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, I had my headphones on. I didn't blast it. Yeah. And no one else knew what the hell was going on. I mean, because I kind of walked around to see if anyone was doing it. And like, am I the only one that's watching this? I can guarantee many people didn't tell we're doing it.
I know, right?
But my first reaction, I mean, I honestly did get teary-eyed watching it. And the scene that got me was towards the end, right when on the water's edge, before it panned to the Death Star, when it shows, you see C-3PO and Chewie. And I've been those guys. I'm 47, and I remember seeing Episode 4 at the movie theater at 5 years old.
Okay.
And so these guys, I've been with them for 42 years, and so. But when every saga has its end or whatever, I'm not totally convinced this is it. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So. I actually was tearing up, going, "Crap! These guys really have been part of my just part of my everything. For all these years, even though I'm not a collector and I don't know anything about the canon and all this deep stuff that you guys go through, but these are guys. As Joey said, you play with these guys when you're kids, and I wish I still had all these things that I had. I mean, I had that 13-inch Boba Fett and the Vader, the tall ones. Those are expensive now, right?
Yeah. I just got one of the Boba Fett's. It's shot to hell. It was $70.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still expensive for being shot to hell.
Yeah.
And we had the Falcon. We had the little Death Star thing, which it wasn't the full Death Star. It just had the trash compactor. Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
the foam things.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
The Falcon with the original dish back.
Yeah. But we just tore them apart. We threw them in the sand and up against walls. And remember, Mervin's used to be like the big store.
Yes,
remember that?
I remember that.
Yes,
totally.
Yeah. Anyway, so why does it? What's this connection I have with Star Wars, and why do we get emotional about it? Because I think it still represents a lot of dreaming for me. A lot of connection when I was younger. We all wanted to be a Jedi or stormtrooper or something. I actually liked the stormtroopers a lot. I just thought they were the coolest guys. So to me, there's that connection with youth and connection with dreaming that I still like about it. And and it's like as Joey said, no matter what's going on in this world, you can always plug in to that galaxy far away and see what the hell's going on.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and to go off of that, it's the same thing for me.
You're 41.
He is unknown. We have no idea how old.
Okay. He's in the between 40 and 47.
I'm older than Joey, but younger than Mark.
Okay.
And then older than you, but not that much.
Okay. All right. So you're in your 40s.
Yeah. But what it was for me is kind of like going basically off of what Joey and Mark said. Growing up, it was always there. The first movie experience I remember was Return of the Jedi with my dad, my brother, and my sister.
Sweet.
And I can still remember sitting in the theater, watching the movie, and just my mind just blown away. And thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. Now, I don't know if I really connected with it until I was more in my early teens. What I would do, and I think I've mentioned it before, is every Sunday that was free, I would trill it up, all three, back to back to back. I would wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, just wake up. I had them all on one VHS tape. Put it in.
Yeah.
Everyone start waking up and moving around me, and I'm on the floor. I'm like, what are you doing? They knew.
Yeah.
Whether they knew how long I'd been up, because if I was on Empire Return, I'm like, okay, you've been up for a while. And that's what it is. So to me, the thing that it does is it represents my youth. I mean, plain simple, no other way around it. Is growing up, it was something that I went to that was always there for me, like Joey was saying. And going with what I went through recently with my family, this one hit pretty hard. I was sitting in my truck because I'm working, and I work with Joy, and where we work, we're a bunch of dudes. We are. We're climbing scaffolding. We're cutting metal and
toxic masculinity.
Yeah, we're being manly men. We're being toxic masculine men.
Catcalling women the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. If I see one, I'm calling them from the top of the fourth floor. Yeah. No. And then I kind of went to my truck, and could right at break, and it was a little bit after it come out, and I kind of sat in my truck, and I started getting teary eyed. Mm-hmm. And everything started coming back, and I hear that score hit, and every time you hear it and it starts coming across, you cannot help but feel the emotional pull. But John, the dude is a master.
Yeah.
To kind of reach in and just pull out emotion with sound. And so with everything that we've been through in my family, like it took me back to watching it the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I thought to myself, man, if I could watch this with my sister, like it would be good if I could go with my sister and my brother and my dad. I would love to have done that, been able to do that. Unfortunately, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But God, that would have been great.
Yeah.
To finish what started back when I was that kid, that little freaking kid, and now to do that. So, it was rough. And I was sitting in the car and I watched it over and over again. And every time, I felt like I need to get it out. Like I need to watch this and get it out so I can go back to work. Yeah, it was pretty rough. But it was great though.
What's that? As I do, you have me text oh my God.
Yeah. I'm going back and forth with Joey, and I'm texting. I think I texted you too, Ricky. And I was thinking I'll text my brother. I sent it to my brother right away. I'm like, boom. He's like, oh my God. And then he's the first one I text every time to my brother right away.
What? Okay.
Yeah, my brother.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm joking.
Right away. And then I kind of go off to my Star Wars family, and I kind of go boom and throw it out. And I started getting pulling your pins right away.
Yeah.
Mark, you, Joey, my friend Chad.
Chad should be here tonight. I forgot about that.
He's a cop, man. He's probably working. He's keeping the streets safe. But anyway, so that's what for me. It's very emotional.
Yeah.
Just tying to a better time and a youthful innocence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted Annika, and she goes, "Yeah, Dad, I'm in a class. Well, can you step out and watch it?" And she goes, "No." And then I texted both you guys, and I go, So, anyways, Ricky, what is your answer to your own question?
Well, I just Googled it because my first memory as a human is of watching A New Hope on the floor in my room while my mom made spaghetti in the kitchen. But I don't, because it was released on VHS in May of 1982, and I was at that point 4.5. So I don't know if it was on HBO before that.
For me, it was HBO.
Okay.
Floor, Chinese food.
Yeah, because my parents had a VCR that you could record whatever you're watching on TV.
Yeah,
so I feel like so anyways, I must have been about 3 or 4, and I remember vividly my mom making spaghetti, and she put me on the floor in the kitchen and put A New Hope on, and I remember the trench run. So my first memory as a human is Star Wars. Then my first movie memory of sitting in a theater watching a movie is Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi. So those are very core memories of mine, to coin a inside-out phrase from Pixar. And but those are core memories of mine. So like you said, when you hear the music and you see the images and you hear Mark Hamill's voice, it for me very similar to you. Lost my mom very recently, very quickly. It brings you back to innocence.
Yeah.
And it brings you back. There's no death. There's no taxes. There's no divorce. There's no cancer. There's none of this.
Yeah.
For those 2 minutes you're watching Star Wars, you're like, I'm 4 again.
Yeah. Right.
And you watch it, and you're there. You are Darth Vader. You are Luke Skywalker. You're in the cockpit of the X-Wing. And so I think Star Wars, everything that could have went right went exceedingly above right. And I ask myself this question all the time because I'm a filmmaker. I don't think there's another film or series of films, even Lord of the Rings, as popular as that is and was as a book, and Matrix and all those things, and Star Trek, Star Wars transcends all of them. In my opinion, now we're going to get into Crazy Town. In the world, you have religion as a whole, like you talk about religion as a whole across the entire world. That's like up there in terms of like people know, and then you have genres. People know about music, people know about movies, but in terms of pop culture, right under religion, I would put Star Wars as universally known. You can walk up to practically anyone on Earth and show them a picture of Darth Vader, and they'll know who that is. That is some serious staying power, and we're 42 years past this. There is something about Star Wars. It's John Williams' music. It's George Lucas's vision. It's the visuals. It's everything hit on a high level and has resonated with people. 70,000 people were in Chicago this last week for a convention of a movie that's 42 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It's crazy.
And Ryan can attest to this. It was like when you arrived, right, Ryan? It was like you were in like a Star Wars land, correct?
Yep.
I mean, you see people coming off the airport, different languages,
different creeds, religions, all that stuff. Nobody cares. For 5 days, you are a
nobody
family.
cares.
And I just want to bring this up real quick. I don't know if you noticed this. And one thing I was really worried about coming into Celebration is it was the first one since the fandom had that little split. Toxis.
Last Jedi, we can say.
Well, no, I mean, but like the split fandom. So like the cyberbullying, all that crap was going along.
Ray Park leaving the 501st with Daniel Logan. That too.
Ahmed Best talking about suicide. Kelly Marie Tran. I mean, all that stuff. None of that was anywhere.
No.
It was like Ahmed Best came out. He got standing ovation.
Oh, I mean,
Kelly cried on stage, right?
Yeah, I got pictures of it.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say too is, like I said, Ryan's 23. I'm 40, and next to me was my buddy from Portland who he flew to volunteer to work the store.
Nice.
He's probably in his 60s.
Sweet.
And we're just like three little kids.
Totally.
Like, oh my God.
There's nothing like it.
High-fiving each other. And
Yeah.
So, Ricky, what were your reactions to the teaser trailer?
I like everybody else on this panel. I was emotional. I started crying. You hear the sounds, you see the music. I'm sorry, you don't see music, but you hear all those emotions. Can we just start over again?
Yeah. So, Ricky, what? So, Ricky, what were your reactions to seeing the teaser trailer?
Like everybody else in this, it got me emotional. I did start crying, and it for me. Because the last 2 years, I've had the bad taste of Last Jedi in my mouth.
Yes.
I'm just going to say it. I hope to God I work on a Star Wars film one day, but I don't care. I'm going to say this right now. I did not like the choices Rian Johnson made for Luke, for many of the characters, for a lot of things. The Last Jedi hurts my heart, and it's a crazy thing to say.
No.
I'm a grown man.
No.
But this trailer completely wiped all of that out of my mind and everything else. I am so excited that JJ's back on board. The things that he put in this trailer, the things he didn't put in this trailer, for me, it felt like 2015 with the Force Awakens teaser trailer all over again, which I was in the room for that in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this trailer felt just like that because everybody went nuts. They showed it twice. Everybody was crying. Everybody went nuts. I got up at 4 a.m. to get in line. It was crazy. This trailer evoked that same emotion to me. And I am as excited about Episode 9 as I have been for anything else Star Wars. And then The Mandalorian, I'm equally as excited for that. Like, as much as I don't love every choice Kathleen Kennedy has made, I am very excited about the fact that she's like, we're going to do Star Wars on a lot of different mediums, comics, TV, movies, things like that. I have to applaud Lucasfilm for what they're doing right now.
So, from Disney's perspective, what do you think they had to do with this teaser trailer?
I think they had to invoke the fun back into Star Wars. Last Jedi was an unfun Star Wars movie. It was very depressing, very down. This trailer was Rey flipping backwards. You see Lando laughing the ship. You see the band back together with C-3PO with a gun and a ship. What the heck is going on there? Like,
you see Kylo stab his side into somebody, body slam him.
Like, it felt very Star Wars, whereas The Last Jedi never felt Star Wars to me at all. It just didn't.
Didn't that thing look like it was like one of those skiffs?
Yes.
Yes, I was going to ask you, but I have all these questions I need to ask you.
I know. Me too. Like, is that Tatooine? Is it Jakku? Is it somewhere else?
Yep.
Yeah, see, for me, or Ryan, again, Phil, jump in anytime you want to jump in. I think, right now, Disney isn't, at this point, it's not about making money, because that's going to come for them. I think they're trying to mend whatever wounds. It seems like there's a big division amongst Star Wars fans, right? That like we've kind of been splintered off a little bit because of The Last Jedi. Did you like The Last Jedi?
Yeah, I did.
Joey, come on, say something. Well, if you want to be on the LTP, sometimes you got to start being negative. You can't be positive all the time.
I did walk out of it thinking people are going to be pissed. I mean that was a given.
I did too.
But I didn't think it was going to be like as it was.
Heated. Heated.
I didn't agree with a lot of the decisions that were made. Like I thought like Holdo was a wasted character.
Oh my god! A waste of a character, not a wasted character.
Yeah,
she just flat out sucked.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, I would have rather seen like Akbar do that move.
Yeah,
something. He was there, and he just gets.
He's gone. Yeah.
So here's a thought, and I had this concise earlier on paper, and I'm just going to go off the top of my head. So Last Jedi, Kylo Ren's whole thing is, forget the past, bury it if you have to. They kill off Luke Skywalker. He throws his lightsaber over the edge, and all this stuff. And so, you asked me what did I like about the trailer? The very first thing we see is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. So right off the bat, that told me J.J. Abrams is back again, making this lightsaber something significant.
Right.
Okay. Bury the past, kill it if you have to. Oh, we have Lando. We have Chewie. We have C-3PO with the bandolier.
No.
He's bringing the band back together.
Yeah, no, we're not
No
burying
R2.
it. We're digging it out. Yeah, no R2.
And the Emperor.
Yeah.
And then finally, you kill off Luke at the end of Last Jedi. Which, by the way, I heard something very interesting that I had not thought of before. Now we're getting to crazy fan theory. If Luke is truly dead, why didn't his mechanical arm drop to the ground? I'll just leave that there. So Luke dies at the end of Last Jedi. Yeah.
Okay, we got to get Ryan because Ryan. Okay, what?
But let me finish my thought.
There's a whole lot of Star Wars action going on.
I want your opinion. I want your opinion, Ryan's opinion on Last Jedi. But
yeah. So my final thought is they kill Luke at the end of Last Jedi, and then JJ's like, we're gonna call this movie The Rise of Skywalker, and the very first voice you hear in the trailer is going to be Luke's. So for me, I think JJ was like, we're going to undo a lot of what Ryan did.
Yeah.
I'll let Ryan talk, but we've talked about it a little
We
bit.
have talked about it, and I talked to Mark about it, and then I want to talk to you about it because we were talking about it yesterday on our bike ride. Remember when we stopped? We talked about it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay. Go ahead, Ryan.
Go for it,
What are
Ryan.
your thoughts on Last Jedi?
Okay, so what I say with Last Jedi, it has probably one or two of the best scenes in a Star Wars movie.
Oh, I know what he's going to say.
One being the Rey and Kylo throne scene.
Yes. Yes.
And another like killing Snoke. Like you kind of saw it coming, but it was just awesome. But it's one of the worst Star Wars movies ever made.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I have to say.
Okay.
That's a valid point. And I do think that scene was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
If there's one thing that Last Jedi had, it was the visuals. I mean, that anytime they saw the Falcon, especially when the Falcon was flying over Crate and through, I mean, that was pretty awesome. But no, we've talked about like possible ways Luke could come back, and a lot of it goes back to the last season of Rebels.
See, and I don't know anything about the animated universe of Star Wars at all.
Now, go ahead. No, go ahead, Joey. But okay. I'll chime in as you go along. But
Okay, so without getting too much spoilers, because I mean, if you haven't seen Rebels, I mean, this is some of the best Star Wars I think we've ever got.
We've talked to Joey and to Ricky before. He's not a big fan of the animated, but
no, I'm not either.
The storytelling.
Yeah, the storytelling.
Okay, I still think it's fair game to, if it's already out there, you'd spoil away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's somehow I haven't seen it in a while, but like somehow Ezra finds this portal into this timeless timeless zone or something. Yeah. And as he's walking, he's in space. He's walking on these like transparent bridges. And as he's walking, you hear voices from the movies, even the Last Jedi original. You see all these voices in these little windows. In the previous season, when Darth Vader actually shows up and fights Ahsoka, she saves Ezra and Kanan as his temple is collapsing.
Yep.
And I mean, this ending of this episode was, I mean, you're talking about tears. I mean, this is the feels galore.
One of the, for animated, like had me like riveted to the TV. I'm like, oh my god, really amazing.
This is the last episode of
this was this was in the season 2.
Season 2.
But fast forward now to season 4 when Ezra, he's the main kid, we call him Space Aladdin at the beginning season.
Yep.
He sees a window and he sees that battle, but from the perspective behind Ahsoka. So he sees him and Kanan escaping. Then he sees Vader and Ahsoka fighting, and right before Vader's about to slash her, he grabs her shoulder and pulls her out. And now she's, I mean,
so he's able to step across time and space
and pull him out.
Yeah.
And change the course of things.
Yeah, and that's what the Emperor's been trying to find. And actually, when he did that, the Emperor found out where, and so he was trying to get.
Wait, the Emperor in Rebels?
Yeah. You got to watch this.
Wait, the Emperor's in Rebels?
Yeah, the end.
What?
Yeah, it's.
I'm telling you, man.
All right, I have to watch it.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
because
it is worth it.
Can I just qualify myself for a second before everybody turns this off? the Clone Wars, I watched the movie in the theaters, and the Clone Wars movie is a garbage heap.
Yes.
It's so bad. So that ruined Star Wars animation for me. I didn't get on the train at all. So it sounds like I need to get on the train with Rebels.
And this is the thing with Clone Wars is, because that's where Ahsoka was introduced. And she was annoying little teenage snips, calling them Skydive, R2-Dewey. It was annoying. It's for kids.
Yeah.
Clone Wars, about the end of season 2, season 3, really like
gritty.
It got gritty.
Okay.
The turn came on.
Right.
They realized they're like, you know what? We can tell all these stories without being a kid show.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the Clone and you get the clones and people dying, and I mean, the storytelling, they go. I mean, like, they invest you in the character, and then and they're dead now, and you're like, fives, and you think of Heavy, and you think of Clone Warriors, or Clone Troopers that you get to know.
There's episodes where one clone starts going crazy because his chip with the Order 66 starts freaking out, and they kind of.
So when you think about
the Mandalorian storyline that they have,
I did watch those episodes with Maul and.
When you think about who's in charge of it, you think about it's Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
And Dave Filoni was basically George Lucas's Padawan.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I like Dave a lot.
Oh,
Dave loves Star Wars.
And did you guys see the Clone Wars panel at all?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
So when somebody Dave was asked, what makes your characters work, or what made this show work so good, and James Arnold Taylor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, said Dave Filoni.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Dave's like, no. He's like,
Dave's like, no, thank you, but no.
Yeah, he's like, it works because George Lucas.
Yeah, well,
and he was saying, well, when you're in a job, listen to people that know more than you. Don't try to prove you know all this stuff, but that's different story.
All right, so the Emperor, there's already precedent set for the Emperor coming back.
So
in Rebels.
Right, and Rebels has kind of set now. They have been integrating, if you notice, in very small ways. They've been pulling Rebels in. So, the thought is that's a theory.
Okay.
But that has been set now, where you can go in there, and if you have that right, I can't remember if it was a Hawk. I have to get my season 2 back. But yeah, he can pull. Okay. So,
all right, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I don't know. It pulled me in right away, but I'm a fan of animation.
Right.
But
is this going to be part of Disney Plus?
Yeah,
Clone?
sure.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Clone Wars doesn't come on Disney Plus till next year, though.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
November.
Well, November is when Disney Plus comes out, but Clone Wars I read won't be out until March.
Yeah, it's not coming out right when it.
Okay. What? No, I'm thinking Mandalorian.
Oh, Mandalorian's day 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, there we go.
Okay.
Mark, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And no offense.
Okay.
You know I love you.
Yes,
but
I love you too.
Out of the group, you're the most casual Star Wars fan. compared to us.
This is for sure,
Okay,
yes.
so what excited you about Celebration and what you saw and heard about The Mandalorian Episode 9 and stuff like that to someone who's not as geeky as we are?
Oh, I didn't even see the Mandalorian
Oh,
panel.
you didn't? Okay.
I saw the trailers because you guys were talking about it,
Yeah.
and I go, what the hell are you guys even talking about?
Okay.
But, I mean, see, I don't like Boba Fett.
Okay.
And I know you're...
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I'm looking at his helmet that I bought.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you might as well make a movie about the
Sure.
any other character
I get
that's
it.
some minor. I think he's a minor character, but
No, I agree.
so what? I'm sorry. The question is what?
The question is, as a more casual Star Wars fan, what excited you about Celebration, the stuff you watched and everything?
Oh, I mean, episode 9 panel for sure.
Yeah.
I watched all that. I watched, and so that got me really excited to see all those characters and to see the teaser trailer, and also the Galaxy's Edge Parks panel. Like, I mean, I wasn't anything that was new to me because we keep
There was a little bit, but yeah,
a little bit.
Not
I mean,
a whole lot.
Coca-Cola's canon, baby.
yeah, Coca-Cola's canon. Yeah, yeah. So the Sprite thermal detonator, right? Is that what the thing is?
Yeah.
So I think that excited me, and I think when we go in Anaheim next year, Annika wants to go too. I don't know how many panels she wants to go to, but I think, as you guys have mentioned, there's this spirit that just kind of floats around, that you guys are all connected, and you guys are sharing your ideas and your thoughts and your passion about this whole world of Star Wars. So that's the thing that I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I didn't even know what Mandalorian was. I mean, I knew Boba Fett is one, right?
It's the race of people.
Okay, see, here's where I lose it. So aren't they all like the same guy?
No, those
Those are clones.
Okay.
Yeah, but it'd be like...
But he's based off of the Jango Fett guy, right?
Yeah, Jango Fett is but the Mandalorian is the race of people. It's like saying human beings.
But Jango Fett is the Mandalorian then.
No.
No.
It's like saying the human beings cloned a bunch of Mark Landucci's.
Yeah.
But then you have a whole show about Ricky Borba, who's also a human. That's kind of the difference.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was those two panels the most, and then I happened to watch one on Monday, I think. I watched the Phantom Menace 20th anniversary one.
That was fun.
Yeah, I just happened to catch that. I go, actually, that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I saw that from the Star Wars show stage, and it still got the emotions, especially like when Ahmed Best got his standing
that was
ovation.
awesome.
It was loud where I was.
Oh yeah.
For as much as I didn't like Jar Jar, I felt the kind of backlash against him was like really unwarranted.
Yeah.
And
Why did he get backlash?
Because they didn't like the character, and they blamed him for some reason. You know how people get.
Well, it was because at the time in 1999 we were expecting a very different Star Wars film than we got, and Jar Jar. What George said from the beginning, this is a kids' film, and this is the most kids' character that you're ever going to see. And people are like, George is crazy. That's not really going to be true. And then they watch Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, and everyone's like, what the hell was that guy?
George is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Ryan, as the younger guy here, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm curious for you too. Like, what hooked you into Star Wars? Was it the animation? Your first thing was it Phantom Menace? And then I follow up question like, do you love the original trilogy like we do, or are you more of like a prequels guy?
So I was introduced to Star Wars. My stepdad had that VHS 3 set. You guys remember
the special edition?
Gold.
I still
the
have
gold
it.
on one side, and you slide it out, and Vader's face is on the side.
I still have it.
Yeah.
Was that the original one
that's
or the reissue?
Special edition.
Special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I was introduced. Just rewatching those on VHS, and then I guess I saw Phantom Menace in the theater. I assume so because my stepdad was a big Star Wars fan, and then. I guess the first thing I actually remember is seeing the Clone Wars in theaters.
Okay. Now, what are you now that you're a little older? What's kind of your favorite Star Wars element? Is it prequels, original trilogy, sequel trilogy? What are we talking?
I guess it'd be original trilogy. If I had to do it as a whole, The Force Awakens made it look like it was going to be the new trilogy, but then Rian Johnson,
ruined everything.
But no, I really enjoyed Solo. Like, where would you guys put Solo? Would you put that in the new trilogy? Like with Rogue One, is that a separate? Is that just like a spin-off? Like, there's 4 different categories now. You can do like original, prequel.
It has its own. It's an anthology.
Yep,
for sure.
Anthology.
Yeah.
Like I like the Disney era. I'm gonna just say that.
Right.
Because that's kind of what brought me back into Star Wars. Because like growing up, no one really likes. Like my friends, they like Star Wars, but they're not hardcore. But with the Disney era, it brought me into it. It kind of helped me get into like podcasts because that's how me and Joey clicked. And then our show, I joined his show. So I'd say the Disney era just because it's done a lot more for me than any of the other ones, just as far as like having so many like online friends now that I met at Celebration and the show and doing this with you guys. Like if it wasn't for the Disney era in quotations, this wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I just want to apologize to Ryan because we were in the panel and I was like, all right, dude, you got to be posting up on Insta Story. But we're so emotional. I mean, seeing JJ out there on stage, Anthony Daniels, Lando on stage, these actors, and I'm like, taking pictures, but I'm like, come on, dude. Because but I felt bad because I wanted him to experience it, but
I'd just like be like in awe, and then I get like an elbow in the ribs, and I'll be like, oh, pictures.
But what did you what did you think, or how did you feel though when we were so close to like the stars and filmmakers? What was going through your head?
I didn't even think about that when we were there, just because it was just like everything. It was just a big whoosh of emotions. So like that I didn't think about that tonight. Oh, crap, I was so close to JJ. Damn. That's awesome. It was so emotional, and there's so much going on, and like so much to process, and only the few hours of sleep, and just I guess a lot more sleep than you guys or that you had for episode 7 panel. But I didn't even think that. I didn't even think about that. That's how much was going on that I didn't even process that I was like.
You were just hit in the face with Star Wars overload.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to meet any of these people? Like J.J. Abrams? Or
people have.
No.
The guy that was next to us. Well, the guy that was next to us, his name's Rod. He actually, because he was working in the store, he ran into Kathleen Kennedy. Got a picture with her.
Oh.
There's people that got pictures with Jon Favreau walking through the floor, John Boyega, Daisy Ridley.
Oh,
and
on
you?
my way out.
And you?
Yes, I'm getting there. On my way out on one of the nights.
show Ricky that picture and see if he knows who that is.
Oh, he's gonna know.
Oh, okay.
Ricky's gonna know.
So I was walking with a friend that I met through the Skywalking group, and she was a big fan of this particular guy. It's going to take me a while. But she saw 2 of his panels, Doug Chang.
Oh, sweet.
He's the senior animator, supervisor, and VP head of Lucasfilm right now.
Yeah.
So we're just walking. I see this guy with his Ahsoka top, and he's kind of my build, little fluffy. And they had this really cool her universe, or what they call our universe.
Yep.
So they had this Ahsoka top that's unisex. It looks really cool. So I asked this guy.
Tano, right?
Yeah, it's a Tano.
I want it.
Oh, is it that Spirit jersey thing? Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so this was actually really cool. So I saw this guy sitting, and I'm like, hey, I'm just asking you, how's that fit you? Because we're the same fluffiness. And he's like, no, it's really good. It doesn't tug. And okay, that's cool. And the Ahsoka tattoo and everything. We're just talking. Then he looks like past me, and he has this look like, I'm like, and I look behind me. Is Doug Chang just walking with somebody, just walking cool. down, and then some guy chases him down. Hey, can I take your picture? And
that's
so
really
he did,
cool.
and so I'm like, and I mean, I'm not a selfie guy, but I'm like, dude, that's Doug Chang. All right, I think the way I posted it was Doug freaking Chang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did I say to you? I think I said,
Was it clean?
I think I called you a bastard.
Oh yeah.
And I said I mean it in a nice. I go, Doug Chang. I'm all you bastard. I mean it in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. No, because that guy, to me, he's like royalty when it comes to production.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, his vision for, there it is. Yeah, the vision that he had,
Like the hat.
was amazing, and his level of just the concept that he would come up with.
Well, just with George, if you watch like the original like documentary on the behind the scenes of Phantom Menace, like the ideas George had in his head, and some of the other like John Nolan, they're looking at him like, how the hell are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And Doug Chang's like,
okay, and he's just
Done.
right there,
Naboo fighter.
drawing. Boom. How about that? How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? How about that?
and a lot of most of his sketches are used on screen.
Yeah. It was very cool.
But yeah, a lot of
Joey-
the stars were. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Joey, did you go to his panel?
I did not.
Okay.
I was doing
That was
something
a cool
else.
panel to watch, though.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, I watched
wanna
that
check it out.
online.
Yeah.
I missed that.
And
That's a good
the
one.
girl I was talking to, Marina, she was at that, and it was like one of the best panels.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was watching Alan Tudyk.
I caught the end of
guy.
that.
I love that guy.
Who is that again?
Alan Tudyk?
Yeah.
K2SO.
K2SO. He did the voice for K2SO. You might know him from Firefly. Maybe? No? Serenity?
Yep.
Okay. I'm a leaf
He
on the Wind.
is Hey from Moana.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I apologize for
chicken?
coughing. I got con crud still. So.
All right, so any theories about episode 9?
Well, okay, before we go there, wait.
Oh.
I have a question to ask, okay? And I asked you this yesterday.
13.
On our ride.
14.
No. If it weren't for social media, okay, what we have now with everything going on, remove everything we know about episode 8 as far as like the mentality behind Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy with all the, what's the word I want to say? Subliminal type messaging they were trying to send through Last Jedi. If we don't get that. Now, if we had that movie standalone kind of back when we had Empire, and then I Am Your Father, the way it ends off there, you're like, what? Now imagine if you remove everything and we go Last Jedi, Luke is gone, we don't know what's going on with everything else like that, and then what if we get Rise of Skywalker and we get Luke back and everything like that? Does that, in my opinion, the question is, does that make Last Jedi a better movie? If the payoff now from Rise of Skywalker,
I know exactly what you're asking.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because are we maybe JJ now is going to save it by going, now I'm going to switch all these things around, and now we can take Rian Johnson and go, psych.
I thought about that.
Yeah.
And the one aspect I thought about it in is if, in The New Hope, Obi-Wan tells Vader, strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine. So in doing that, at the end of Last Jedi where Luke dies, if it's called The Rise of Skywalker because now Luke as a Force ghost is the most powerful being in the galaxy, it makes Last Jedi killing Luke less of a hard pill to swallow. For me, it does not change the fact that I can't stand that movie.
Okay.
And will only watch that movie if I'm watching a marathon of Star Wars films.
Okay.
It doesn't change the fact that that movie's littered with crap.
Okay.
But it is cool that if JJ's able to take Luke dying and turn it into a huge positive, it makes it less of a hard pill to swallow.
Right. Joey.
Come back to me.
Ryan.
Yeah, well, I wasn't around, so.
Well, no, but I'm thinking if I guess it's a tough question for you to answer.
I don't know life without social media.
But here's the thing, though, with Empire Strikes Back, no social media. The thing George did was he created this huge cliffhanger of beloved characters. He didn't kill off Han Solo. He froze him in carbonite, and Luke got his arm cut off. The Last Jedi was finality.
Nah, true.
And
okay.
so for me, it's not as big as it's not as well done as George did with the second act of a trilogy. Should be, I mean, think about the Two Towers.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can't talk about the Matrix because you just can't. But
no.
other trilogies that have a second act that are powerful. That's the act that you're like, holy. I think if The Force Awakens was the first Star Wars movie, and then you have The Last Jedi, there's no way the fandom is rabid and fun as it is now. If this was the first trilogy in 1970s.
And would you say, perfect example why so many people say Empire Strikes Back's the best Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
Just because.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's that.
For me, it's Jedi, then Empire, but I can totally make a case for Empire being the best one as well. Yeah.
What was that, Ryan?
I didn't even think about that till you just said it in The Last Jedi. If the movie was good with that ending, that would be like the end of a series. There's no cliffhanger at all.
No.
Like, Luke's gone, Leia's...
The Resistance is down to 4 people.
Yeah,
all in one ship.
And
Broom Boy.
Do you think that they're going to surprise us and JJ's going to leave a crazy cliffhanger at 9?
No way. No, he said multiple times that this is the end of the 9 films, and it is he said it's a fitting way to end all 9 films. There's no way they're going to tease us. Now, that doesn't mean that, Kathleen Kennedy did an interview today. She said it would be great to see more stories of all of our... She didn't name anybody because she didn't want people to know where they live or die in 9, but she said it would be great if down the road we could see more stories from our favorite characters from these new 3 films. Meaning maybe there's a Poe series down the way or a Finn or whatever. But I don't think 9's going to end with a sense of, ooh, what happens after this?
Yeah.
You're like at the end of Return of the Jedi, you're like, what happens to the Republic now?
So I do have a question, though, and I'm throwing it out there. Kevin, I was listening to a show with a podcast with Kevin Smith on it yesterday. And they were, throwing around ideas, and they go, what if Rise of Skywalker...
I was about to ask you that.
What if Rise of Skywalker means that instead of now, the Jedis are gone, okay?
Yeah.
But now, they're not called Jedi anymore. Now they're called Skywalkers. And I was like, interesting theory.
Yeah, and
I heard that, too.
So I'm just going to reference another podcast, too, but Skywalker Through Neverland, they had a stage show at Celebration, and some guy brought up that same theory, but broke it down a little bit more, and everybody was just like, well, all right, there goes my question. I'm not even going to try to repeat it because I don't want to butcher it, but I mean, the way the whole, what if, the way he broke, okay, I'll break it a little bit, but...
break it down.
But he said with the Emperor, whatever, and Kylo's trying to resurrect Vader. And, you know what? I don't even want to say it because I'm just going to butcher it. So, but I don't
it's a fan theory?
Now we're hanging here, man.
Okay. Well, basically, Kylo Ren and somehow gets the spirit or something of the
Vader.
Emperor.
Emperor, okay.
Because he's still in the Death Star. And people are like, well, he can't. He fell down a reactor shaft and the Death Star blew up. While Darth Maul was chopped in half, fell down a reactor shaft, and now he's got spider legs and did all that stuff. Anyways, but so they go to resurrect with pieces of Vader, not knowing that or whatever. But instead of resurrecting Vader, the spirit of Anakin is in him, then kills the Emperor for good, and then it brings balance back officially. Or something like that.
You just said something that I remembered from last week that I read quickly and forgot till right now, is that Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren, who is Ren, everybody's saying the whole time it's been the Emperor.
Yeah.
That's been his mentor, is Ren has been the Emperor. Which makes sense when he says, tell me, because remember in Force Awakens he says, show me again, grandfather. Implying that Anakin has at least one time spoken to Kylo Ren. Does that mean, so now we're opening a huge can of worms, does that mean as, at the end of Return of the Jedi, we see Anakin as a Force ghost on the light side, does that mean you can flip back or forward to bad or good after you, who knows?
So yeah. I saw a video today, I forget which video it was, but that there was a theory or there was some, in quotations, art found, but, everyone just on the internet doesn't tell the truth, but it was really cool. It was when Anakin's Force Ghost moves, it moves and like switches between Vader and Anakin, and like the helmet like melts it. I'm gonna find the picture and I'm gonna send it to Joey when you guys are talking, and he can show you. But it was cool. Really, really cool.
But you can't undo. See, I have a problem with that. You can't undo the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Where Anakin is standing looking at Luke, and they're like having this father. You can't undo that by having Anakin be Vader again. I don't think that's.
I agree with you. I think that would be a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Emperor being. Okay, so the Emperor tells Luke to strike him down. Mm-hmm. He had a plan. There's no way the Emperor says, strike me down for the sake of killing me. Right. He's saying, strike me down because you have no idea what I'll become. The Emperor had a plan. Mm-hmm. So I could see a Force Ghost Sith.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Well, and if you going deeper into the Emperor, you got to think about it. He's the one who basically destroyed the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was that intelligent, and he outplayed everybody, including the thousands and thousands of Jedi and the Jedi Council. He outplayed all of them.
Isn't that what like Battlefront and those new books are about? Like Aftermath, is that he didn't care about the Empire being the controlling. He wanted to control the galaxy. Yeah. And once they got too big, he's had to deal with the Empire.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So I mean, when you think about it, when you start going to pulling in the bigger universe, it flows for me. It flows for me to have him there. A lot of people are like, oh, he died, blah, 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 like you were saying. But to me, I'm like, no, if you understand the grander scope of the whole universe.
And I do want to see a Sith ghost.
Totally. That'd be sick if Luke and the Emperor fought.
Especially if it's done like the end of when they show Darth Bane in Clone Wars.
Joey, I sent you that picture. Show them. I don't know if you guys would be okay with this Force Ghost look in a movie. I don't know if you can load up the picture, Joey, but I think it looks really cool, and I'd like to see it.
Okay, coming up.
No, I mean, it's a very cool concept. It just completely undoes the end of Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know.
Redemption arc, yeah.
And
it looks cool, like you said.
And if you're a Force Ghost, you don't have any need for a mechanical Vader helmet either. Mm-hmm. So, but it is a very cool concept, picture. And this is fun to talk about. Star Wars fan theory is so cool to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, hey, remember, put your theories in there on Instagram, and you'll get a bag of coffee.
You get a bag of Dark Side Roast. Yes.
Nice.
Right on. So what else do you have going on?
Well, I think, I mean,
we still have Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, we have Galaxy's Edge to talk about.
You guys could talk about that because that's a Disneyland thing. And
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna transfer over to that, but
I'm gonna take off. It's been a pleasure.
I think Ricky's got to roll.
He's got to.
So we're gonna pause while
jettison.
While he.
But very excited. Bottom line is, as bad as the taste left by Last Jedi, I'm equally as excited for the Rise of Skywalker. Mm-hmm. It's. I think JJ's bringing back the love of Star Wars.
And JJ,
what was it? Okay, I know you got to head out, but what was from that 2-minute trailer thing we got? What was the big takeaway you got? What got you worked up, excited the most?
The fact that JJ brought the past back,
mm-hmm.
where Ryan was like, kill the past, bury it if you have to. We're gonna kill off all these things that you love.
Yeah.
JJ's like, nope. We're bringing back the lightsaber. We're bringing back Luke's voice. We're bringing back Chewie, Han, all those people, Lando, and by the way, the Emperor's voice at the end of it. I think JJ's like, no. The fans absolutely need some of the old trilogy to come back to this new trilogy, and I think that was JJ's our age, and that's when he fell in love with Star Wars. Ryan is not. Mm-hmm. Ryan is not our age. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, that was the most exciting for me was that JJ seems to be intent on bridging the gap between all 9 films,
and that was really evident in the panel when Kathleen was like, there's nobody that takes us more serious than JJ right now.
Right.
So.
And just to close me out before I leave, I will say this again that we talked about last
don't
time.
Go, Ricky.
I know.
I have so many questions.
You guys are going to talk about Galaxy's Edge. I am still 100% going to bump little Tommy off from the driver's seat. I have to wait in the line for 4 hours, and his dad's like, hey, can we let my son... No, I didn't wait in line for 4 hours in Galaxy's Edge so your son could give us a 30-second ride on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I don't care if it's little Tommy or little Sally. They're both sitting in the back.
They're out.
Okay, that opening scene with Rey, is that a dream sequence to you, or
I don't think that fits. In my opinion, that doesn't fit into the grand scheme of the movie. I feel like that's just for us, the fans.
Yes.
I think this movie's gonna. Yeah, I don't think that's part of it.
And where is that next land? That dark.
Well, I'll tell you what is in that scene. It's the same ship that dropped Rey off on Jakku, her parents, quote unquote. That ship is the ship in the second scene in the trailer, going to that windy, rainy place.
Oh, is it really?
It is.
And I'll leave you with one thing that planet Kylo's on, with the fire and the red forest. That's Yavin 4 and Rey, and then when they find the Death Star, that's Endor. They're both looking for it.
They have to be.
Yeah, there's something there. That's the MacGuffin. Everybody's talked about there's a MacGuffin that moves. By the way, people, go get the Force Awakens Art of book that came out the day of the Force Awakens. There's a lot of art in that book that they drew for the Force Awakens that is in this trailer. So you talk about Doug Chiang and art and stuff like that. They used a lot of the concept for this that's in this trailer. So, yeah. With that, I bid you guys farewell. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Nice to meet you.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right.
Okay, so Ricky just had to jettison off to Tatooine, and now it's just the four of us.
Was it Jakku?
It's only 4 parsecs away.
Yeah, 7 parsecs away. So now it's the four of us here. So now we're going to move the discussion over to what we learned from the Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Parks panel. You guys were in on that?
Yes, sir, we were.
And that, for you, that was one of the highlights of your trip, right?
Yeah.
Or, sorry, one of the things you guys are both looking forward to going to.
Yeah, for
Looking
me.
forward to, yeah.
Yeah, for me, this was teetering between number 2 with a Mandalorian, and this was probably wound up being the fourth favorite thing.
Fourth favorite thing.
That I saw.
I'm sensing Ryan did not like this panel so much.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just the past month they've been putting out so much stuff, and Joey and I were talking like, well, they've been putting out so much stuff. Like, what's the big announcement, right? Like, if they've been putting out all this stuff, they've always been saving like the good stuff for us. But it was Coke in a thermal detonator bottle.
But you got a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
Which the T-shirts do look pretty awesome. It's written. It says Coke. It's red. It's written in Arabic via Star Wars writing, which is the same as the bottles. Then on one sleeve it says Galaxy's Edge. The other sleeve says Coca-Cola. So that was cool.
It was cool, but it's Star Wars Celebration. Big announcements, and it was It
would be cool if they gave you a choice of the Coca-Cola or Sprite version, huh?
Yeah, because they do have a Sprite bottle.
I saw that.
They have Dasani.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, so they're going to have Dasani water, Star Wars water. But I think the highlight, though, of this panel was Josh Gad was the host.
Yes.
And then because of him, now we are going to be talking about space meat. Because I mean, he was the Imagineer. I forget his name right now.
Scott Trowbridge.
Yeah, that's right. He was talking about. And they show this picture of this pod engine spitfiring.
Yes.
And then Josh Gad's like, space meat.
Yes.
And that was just kind of a funny hashtag for us for like at least a couple hours. But no, what they showed that we haven't seen was pretty cool. Like they showed we've all seen the picture of the Millennium Falcon and the Rise of the Resistance and stuff, but they actually showed where you're going to enter the Rise of the Resistance, and you're going to be walking around in A-Wing and X-Wing, basically where the Resistance is hiding out in the Force.
Yeah. So that was some new artwork.
Yeah, that was new.
I was like, oh, this is cool. I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah. Was there anything else that stuck out to you, Ryan?
Yes. Okay, so this is canon with the new trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and in the trailer for The Rise of Skywalker, the Millennium Falcon has the old dish back, right?
It looked like it. Mm-hmm. The old round dish.
And the Millennium Falcon in Galaxy's Edge has the
rectangle
Force Awakens dish.
I think so.
So, I'll just leave that there.
Well,
if they're trying to be canon, and I was just nitpicking.
Yeah, but we will find out because they did show that there's a number of books and comic books and audio books that are leading up to Batuu. Mm-hmm. There was a Thrawn Alliance book that came out last year, and it was revealed that like Thrawn and Vader were actually on Batuu. They mention it in Solo. Udi's favorite character, L3, mentions it to Lando. Without my navigation, you would have never found Black Spire Outpost.
Right.
In Solo.
Right.
And Kira actually mentions Doc Ungar, which is the Hammerhead character that will be the store shop owner, where you can actually barter his for his artifacts.
Gotcha. Okay.
they played a lot of the music. DJ Rex, which is officially announced, will be voiced again by Paul Rubens.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Which everybody was excited about. So they played a couple tracks, and
I like them.
Yeah, the first one was very Cantina sounding, almost like a backwards version of the Cantina band, but it felt in universe. Then they played another one, which was a little bit like, it's supposed to be other little droids that have no rhythm. So it sounds like kind of like trash, but then it also has a little bit dubstep to it. So,
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. What else did they say? Oh, they actually played the audio for the Hondo animatronic.
Oh,
that's going to be part of the Falcon.
Wow.
Voiced by Jim Cummings, which he does in the Clone Wars and Rebels. So that's awesome. The crowd went crazy for that.
The animatronic itself is amazing.
Yeah, and they even said that it was actually based on a sketch from Dave Filoni that he knows he's going to be. People are like, it doesn't look like Hondo, but he's now 20 years older from the end of Rebels, so this is what he looks like 20 years later.
Right.
So it makes sense. And there's one of the audiobooks, which is, I think it's called A Pirate. Do you remember the name of it, Ryan?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you that's enough. But it's called Pirate Something, and it's a book on how he gets the Millennium Falcon and running with Chewie, which is in story with the land. So, and it's actually, the audiobook is voiced by Jim Cummings also. So I think I'm going to check that out at Audible. I'm not much of a reader, but I like Jim Cummings a lot. But they got really into detail about the Smuggler's Run, about crashing. Excuse me, my voice is all jacked up. About crashing, running into like buildings and ships and stuff. So depending on by the time the ride is over, you're walking down the corridor, and it'll be shooting out sparks and like it's going to be all like pretty much like Empire Strikes Back, where sparks are flying out. And,
that's pretty cool.
And smoke is coming down, and
nice.
Then you're going to have the reputation around like, oh, you destroyed Hondo's ship and all this stuff. So they got a little bit more into detail on that. I did record some of that.
Okay,
that was pretty cool.
And you guys got to sit in the Rise of the Resistance vehicle, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
It kind of felt. Don't you think it kind of felt like Radiator Springs seating?
Okay.
With more legroom.
Except they didn't have the yellow loop yet.
Yeah.
Is it 2x4?
It looked like two rows of 4, right? Or was it 3 rows of 4?
Oh, I'll quickly look. It was either 2 or 3.
Yeah, but the animatronic moves, and he's like, brr, 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 as you're you're riding. And this was actually not in the panel, but they had a Galaxy's Edge display out there, which had a couple photo ops, like with a backdrop of the Falcon with the
two rows of 4.
2 rows of 4, cool.
Okay.
They had a X-wing where you can stand behind the X-wing, and then there's like a sunset shot. The cool thing is, and somebody commented on my picture, but they had these little rooms. And someone's like, oh, is that like space porta potties or something? but what they were is you got in line and you got to pretty much record a 30-second confessional, like what Star Wars means to you, what you're looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
So what was announced during the panel, and they brought out a holocron. And everybody that made a video, that video is going to be in the holocron and is going to be put in the land. So, it's going to be showing people's confessions as a hologram.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, so we did that. So luckily we did it the first day because the rest of the convention was super long for that.
But back to the ride vehicle real quick. Are there seat belts or lap belts for that? Or was that not installed?
It wasn't installed yet.
I'm sure there will be.
So was there someone there that could talk about it there? Or you just kind of do your own thing and leave? Or
They were just... Basically, they're just there for the photo ops. They were Disney employees. Turned out they were Disney Store employees, local.
Okay.
Which, they're still, they're still local, so they were excited. There were a couple of Imagineers walking around, but they weren't.
They were more trying to sell us on a vacation package.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
No, well, that's Disney's best kept secret, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they had a lot of art and stuff there, too. One of the cool things, and I didn't realize this until the last day, is so I took a video of the merchandise. I was in the corner, and there's a lot of the apparel. And they had first order flags and resistance and ships and stuff. It was really cool. And I thought, oh, okay, that's just what it's going to be. And they had a really cool rebel like trooper hat. Excuse me. And so didn't go back later on. Then until I saw somebody, I think on somewhere on Instagram, they took a picture of the DJ Rex Bluetooth speaker. And so it's a Bluetooth speaker that dances to whatever you're playing.
Cool.
And that I'm totally getting that. But I guess because Friday or Saturday was the droid day, so they had all the little droids that you can purchase there. I didn't get to see much, so I'm thinking they're gonna have a little like remote control like R2s and BB-8s and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Dio probably. Or somewhere, yeah.
Which people are already dubbing him the Space Duck.
Yeah,
so,
well,
Space Duck.
Yeah. And one thing, and this was kind of sad that Ryan was gone by this time, but they had
lightsabers.
Well, yeah, I'm getting there.
Sorry,
but they had
so cool.
The Doc Ungar's antiques, and so they had a glass case. They had a General Grievous bust. They had, if you watch Star Wars Rebels, there was this. I totally forget the name of it, but it was an artifact that belonged to Hera's family that Thrawn stole from them. It was that like T-shape.
Yeah,
they had that there.
No way, did they? It was the one that told her story.
Yeah,
it was her family story.
Yeah, so it's a family heirloom from the show, and I'm like, I want that.
No way.
Yeah, I love Hera. She's one of my favorite Star Wars.
Hera is freaking cool.
And so they had that. They had Thrawn's nameplate with all his ranks and everything. So then they also had like a Jabba clay palette that would be like in the Jabba's tavern or whatever. They had the ring that Rose wore in The Last Jedi that you hit that button and it made the Rebel logo that she gave to the little broom boy.
Oh yeah,
they had that. Her and Paige's necklace.
So these are things you're gonna be able to buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's going down, and they had statues of like Maz Kanata, Darth Maul, and so then we get to the part where they actually had the holocrons that you could buy. And if you're not familiar with these are the Sith and Jedi, basically storytellers for generations. And so they had a Sith one, which is like a pyramid shape, and it lights up, and you get to choose a kyber crystal of your choosing. This is going to be a plus and a negative for you, Udi, so I'm getting here. But,
I see where this is going. Okay.
But the kyber crystals are red, blue, green, and purple. So they could go in the holocrons, but you can't put a Sith holocron in a Jedi or Sith crystal, and it will reject it.
Yeah, you can't do it. Yeah.
But every crystal that you get will unlock a special message from a certain Jedi from the past, or a Sith master from the past, or something. So that's really cool. Then these same kyber crystals are going to be used for the lightsabers.
Oh.
So you can either build your own lightsaber, which I got to hold one of the Ahsoka ones. And these things are heavy.
Yeah.
It was legit. And you can only buy Ahsoka as a set because she has two. Excuse me. They have legacy lightsabers, which are the ones from the movies. Rey, Luke's green one. They had Dooku's.
Darth
Vader's. So they've released 9.
Obi-Wan, don't they?
Yeah. They released 9 of them, and the 10th one's going to be released when Galaxy's Edge opens.
Are they metal hilt, Joey?
They are.
Yes.
So, I mean, of course, they didn't give a price because I asked that.
Yeah.
But, dude, these things are legit.
Right. I'm guessing they'll be $199 because that's what they are right now. Like the Vader one I got at this in September. It's a metal hilt, and you can take out the plastic blade, and I just display it. Mine with their $199. So
yeah,
I'm gonna just throw out $199.
I think they're going to be more, but I don't know how much more. But like I said, they're full.
I'm going to go more like Malby 250.
Yeah, so the ones you build, they come in 4 or 5 pieces, plus a little chamber for the crystal. Pick whatever crystal.
But you can't get yellow.
Getting there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait. He's teased me with this for like 4 days now. 3 days now?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He's like,
did I something?
No, because we were texting back and forth, and he hasn't responded whether or not.
Okay.
Okay. So I text Udi. I'm like, so what color lightsaber did you want again? And he's like, yellow. And this is the voice I heard in my head, and I text back, well, isn't that special? That's all. And he's like, dude, seriously? I'm like, well, I think I sent like a bit emoji or something.
Yeah.
So the yellow, here's the deal. Yes, they do have a yellow bladed lightsaber. But it is with the Temple Guard legacy lightsaber only. The Temple Guard is from the Rebels show.
Yeah.
Beautiful lightsaber, but you can't make a custom.
We'll get that one, dude.
So I'll show you it when we're done recording.
Oh,
so like I said, they're so like I said, you'll see your yellow, but you got to be But each
I can't make my.
But they're not retractable like we were hoping they would be. Like they said, they were working on a patent to make it fully retractable. It's a blade that will lock and click, but their battle lightsabers, like the groups, like Saber Guild.
Yeah, you can
They
actually fight with them.
Yeah, and they flash when they fight, and so they're strong enough to do the battle. The Legacy lightsabers come in a really fancy, awesome case.
I saw the unveiling of the Ahsoka,
Crates.
ones. Oh my god!
Yeah, those are beautiful, and hers are white blades from the Rebel show.
Yep.
And so
Once
it'll
she's
be
fulcrum.
Yeah. But the build your owns still really cool. There's so many, like thousands of combinations. They said they do come with like a really cool zip up case sheath, and that you get that for free.
Sure.
But the one thing that the upsell is the belt clip, because who doesn't want to have a lightsaber dangling from their belt, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to buy at a separate price. I'm guessing probably $10, $15 a belt clip, but it looks awesome.
A carabiner, basically.
Joey, the ones that you can build, are those metal as well?
Yeah, they are all metal, hard plastic. I mean, they are heavy. They are all really heavy. And
Well, there goes my money again.
Udi, does this change your mind on anything?
You know, okay. If I can go in there and actually design a hilt that I like, I will probably go green. But yeah. That makes me kind of bummed out that I can get a yellow kyber crystal.
because I was all excited. I'm like, oh, yeah, they do have yellow. But then I was watching my friend. They did a really good video. I'll plug them, Skywalker the Neverland. Did a really good video of the store. And they said that, yeah, the only kyber crystals are the traditional blue, green, purple, and red.
Well, maybe they might reveal a new one at some point. Yeah.
Hopefully that's one of the things they reveal after.
Yeah.
So.
Because you can't get purple then.
You can.
They can.
Oh, or purple's one. You said
Yeah. It was
red, blue, green, and purple.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like I got a video of it. I don't know if you want me to play that now. I'll show you guys later. But I mean, it's super cool.
It's a video?
Yeah, it's just a few minutes, but I'll show that later.
Okay. All right.
Oops, sorry. One thing that's really cool, I don't think we brought this up, but when they're talking about voices, they mentioned Paul Rubens and Jim Cummings. He also mentioned certain parts of the land, you'll be hearing voices from the past. And so basically, like, Yoda will be talking to you, voiced by Frank Oz and stuff. So, I mean, it's not, the detail in this land is going to be really crazy. They showed the app that you'll be able to hack.
The play now, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, whether you choose the First Order or the Resistance, you can like unlock these little control pads, and by a certain time, whichever side has the most, they'll run the Batu for whatever or whatever. So who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it was super cool. It was, like I said, it was a little bit, I don't want to say of a letdown, because like Ryan said, so much was revealed in the last month about the food and the rides, that it's going to be in 2 phases, and they didn't announce when the second phase was going to be.
Right, yeah.
Didn't even mention the hotel or anything. So, like I say, it was just cool seeing Josh Gad being funny.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
So they talked about the hotel in like the pre-show, like before the panel started, right?
Very little. They were talking more about the Lucas the Force for Change teaming up with a First, and
that,
which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And what that is those kids that they get into engineering, making robotics. And stuff.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and I was able to actually see. So one of the main parts at Star Wars Celebration is the Star Wars stage show, which it's a YouTube channel that's every Wednesday, and so they were doing coverage the entire week, and so they brought some of the instructors and these kids out, and they're showing some of the robots that they created and stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was in that video, so he was at Celebration, guys.
There you go.
And George Lucas. But yeah, that was pretty much the Galaxy's Edge. It was cool. I mean, nothing we really didn't not expect or not know yet.
Okay. Yeah, I think more is going to be revealed later. And I was telling Udi that I think this is going to be the first. The Galaxy here, I mean, in Anaheim and Orlando, I think beyond that, you might see other planets at different parks.
That would be cool. Like what they're doing with Marvel.
Yeah.
Shanghai's got this Marvel, and
right.
Paris is going to have this, and we're going to have this. So
right.
If they were to eventually do that, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
And
Paris has stuff planned till 2025, right? With Arendelle and.
I think so. They got the hotel too.
Yeah, and that Peter Pan area, right?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, or is that Tokyo Disney?
Oh,
Okay. But yeah, again, because On the layout of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there's still that section that's behind Fantasyland that is used. I mean, I'm not talking about the Skyway Chalet. I'm talking about there. That's right behind that. There's still a big parcel of land that could be used for future.
I believe so.
Star Wars stuff.
I think there's at least, I would guess, 2 more phases.
I mean, is Rise of Resistance considered a phase, or is that no?
I think it's phase 1.5.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we know a lot about it right now.
I would agree with that. Like phase.
Hope it's open by December.
I think they sort of have to be.
I mean, in my closet head, mine is August with D23. But, I don't know. I don't know how, with the rumors of the issues they're having with the attraction, I don't know how feasible that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, it was cool. Like I said, it was cool. Listen to Josh Gad because he's funny, even though you guys don't use the F word on the show.
No.
But
Fun? Yeah, that's right. No. So, Ryan, what are you looking forward to the most in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge?
One, food, because I'm a foodie. I don't know if you guys check out our Instagram at all, but
I do.
It's on my last trip in September. I think it was like 100 pictures of different things of food I ate. Nothing really is crazy, but food. I'm excited for food. Besides like the obvious stuff, just like seeing the Falcon in person.
Okay. I just want to make that comment before I forget. I'm going to make the statement right now. Whoever's with me, prepare for the ugly cry.
It'll be us
when I touch it. I think we're all going to just sit there, touch it, and I'm going to bawl like I'm like 5 years old.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's coming.
Then I'll be bringing some onions with me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about, you won't get that way if you see like an X-Wing parked around there?
No.
Oh.
If I saw an X-Wing, I'd be like, oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, no.
But Goody knows for me, Ryan found out this weekend, like anything that's Millennium Falcon just trumps.
Really? Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just kind of different, too, because X-Wings, like they were at the convention, and a TIE Fighter. Those are more like easier, I feel, to like bring and show off somewhere. But like the Falcon, like a full-size Falcon.
Yeah, because there's only one.
Yeah.
Well, and the one thing that a lot of people may not always understand if you're the casual observer is that the Falcon is her own character.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And that was a one ship that it was a vehicle to take you away. So that's why it goes so deep. So
some even mentioned like in the original trilogy and even the end of Last Jedi, that's where all the actors were, they'd kind of come together, or even Force Awakens when Han is telling the story that the Jedi's were a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but it was real. All that stuff happened in the Falcon.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point.
Even Luke, when he gets there, is reunited with R2.
Yep, Falcon.
Yep.
Yeah, and when Chewie's gonna eat the porg.
Yeah,
Falcon.
Right under him. Space meat.
Is R2 even in this movie?
Yeah,
I didn't see him at all.
He came out with Anthony Daniels.
Well,
oh yeah, but like the trailer.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I noticed his absence.
Yeah.
Why is he not with the group?
Good question.
Because he's with Luke somewhere else.
And that's what I was going to say.
Oh yeah, he's definitely paired with Luke.
Well, I mean, what they did in Force Awakens, I mean, they basically said he'd been shut down because he didn't have Luke anymore. Mm-hmm. So how is he going to react to him being dead?
Yeah.
So yeah. Many
so he's not
questions.
dead. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So the food, huh? Okay, that's going to be the main thing.
Yeah, space meat.
Space meat. What are you likely to buy any of them? I mean, some of the like I don't know, like a Jedi robe or First Order cape or something.
I'll probably get a hilt, a lightsaber hilt. Joey knows how I feel about alcohol in Disneyland, and so there'll be alcohol. I'll try it just to say, because I have to do it for in quotations the show, but
sure,
I'm not too thrilled about the alcohol being inside Disneyland.
Nobody is, yeah.
No.
Yeah, and going back to when you mentioned the Jedi robes, they had those on display also. Well, they didn't have the Jedi robes; they had the Emperor's robe, Princess Leia's, and Yoda's. They look screen accurate. The thing that sucks is Disney's keeping up stiff with their no cosplay rules. So it's like, here, buy our awesome Jedi and Sith robes. You can't wear it though.
Oh, Well, see, that's odd because I was thinking that they were going to do it like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
That's what you would think. Yeah,
you buy your stuff and you walk around and you become part of the background.
Yeah, walk around with your wand.
Yeah,
and do the little things.
So you can't buy it and you can't wear it.
No, Disney said they're keeping strict to their adults cosplaying.
Well, then what do you do
I think
with
that'll
it?
change.
Yeah,
that'll change.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they announced that.
Yeah, I think that'll change too.
Because what, people are going to buy it and then put it on and be like, cast members are going to be like, hey, you need to take that off. Everyone's just going to laugh and be like, haha, and keep walking, right? Because it's just dumb.
I will not take it off.
No.
Yeah. Unless they put a lock on it or say, it's like shipping only. Because I know some stuff at, what's the store across from Space Mountain?
Star Traders?
Yeah, no, the other one.
Oh, the one with all the pins in it.
No, you're talking about Launch
the
Bay.
artwork and like
Launch
the more.
Bay.
Launch Bay, yeah.
Launch Bay, there
Bay.
we go. Sorry, because some of that stuff is they only ship to your house.
Oh yeah,
So I
like
could
the
see it
life
maybe
size.
being like a shipping only.
I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, they're beautiful though. With the costumes that they have, and I am just going to go real quick. Back to the Mandalorian. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just
No, go for it.
I just totally remembered. They showed one of the characters riding the dewback. I mean, we're getting old trilogy creatures back in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, super awesome. Evil Jawas. The fight scenes look top notch. So, oh my god, this show is going to be just insane. But going back to
it was pretty funny because I sent that to my brother, and he's like, oh no, I'm excited. He goes, but and then I raised a question to Ricky, and before is, aren't we afraid of it being formulaic? And I'm like, no, I said I don't think so. He's like, but he goes like, but don't you guys always complain? That is one of my complaints that kind of happened with Marvel. I'm like, I go, but Favreau and Filoni are not Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
So I'm all, that is a Feigeism, not a Favreau and Filoniism. So he's like, and I'm like, I think we're fine.
And John Favreau, call him John, call him Mikey if you watch Swingers. He hit that a point. It's like, I'm an original trilogy fan. That's where I grew up. Filoni is a prequel animated guy. There's other directors are, the newest. Everybody likes Star Wars in a different era, and they're bringing that to the show. And he was like, the one question we asked everybody is what do you feel about Star Wars? And if they're like, oh, it's cool, whatever, and they're like, all right, well, the show's not for you.
Yeah.
So they're Filoni and Favreau, the double Fs. They're very detail oriented. They're taking super care about this, and it really, really keeps like my theory of them taking over Lucasfilm in the near future. It's looking towards that. I mean, especially if this show's successful, I think we'll see that.
Cool.
Down the road.
I agree.
Okay.
No, I totally agree, and we've had a discussion before that if Star Wars is to continue further down, they need that, which I'm just going to flip on over here, and that's what Disneyland needs. Disneyland needs people running Disneyland that have the same mentality of Favreau and Filoni as when it comes to Star Wars. But I'll stop right there. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what else? Is there anything more? Or?
Oh, man. The Clone Wars Returns panel. That was amazing. Unfortunately, Ryan was gone. He had to leave. He thought I was going to give him crap for having to leave, but dude, you were a soldier. WrestleMania in New York, straight to Chicago for a celebration. You're a rock star, dude.
So. I will plan it better. Well, now Anaheim, I'm going to have to do a Disney trip and a celebration.
I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clone Wars. I was a big fan of this show. We're talking about I was going to say Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
But like I said, I wasn't the movie was really kiddie. The first couple seasons were really kiddie, but once it found its legs, it was a great show. And like Rebels, some of the best Star Wars that we got.
Bad Batch.
Yeah. Oh my God. So they introduced these new clone troopers, which were like Udi says, they're called the episode or what they're calling is a Bad Batch, and they're pretty much like They had this one episode where they had these reject clones that didn't grow properly.
Yeah.
So basically, these clones a couple years later taken and enhanced, like super serum clones. So we'll see where that goes. But
Okay.
we're going to get a lot of stories like Ahsoka. She left the Jedi Order. The voice for Darth Maul, Sam Witwer, mentioned that because they have an encounter in the Rebels, and you hear
The battle
yeah.
for Mandalore.
Yeah.
Of Mandalore, yeah.
And that's where all the clone troopers, Captain Rex, they all have new helmets, buckets that have Ahsoka's face stencil on their helmets. And that's another teary moment for me.
So the highlight for me on that panel is when Filoni played that one clip that wasn't fully rendered.
Yeah.
When Ahsoka is walking with Anakin, and they start calling her, sir or commander, commander, and she's like, "Oh, they shouldn't call me commander," blah blah blah. And then is when they pan back, and I can't. Her name just slipped my mind. The voice of Ahsoka.
Oh, Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah, Ashley Eckstein. To me, I mean, every time I see her, I'm like, it's Ahsoka. Like, I cannot separate
that
Ahsoka
cast
from
is
her.
their voice. She is, yeah.
And then when they pan back to her, and they're kind of like, oh my god, like, it made her emotional, and that was the one that made her cry when they talked about in Celebration. I think it was in Paris.
Yeah.
And
because he just described it to her then, and she was
cried.
in tears.
Yeah, and then you saw it, and I'm like, oh man, how great of a
Then you see it in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then the best part of that was when her and D. Bradley Baker, which is a voice for the clones, had their little trust tree.
Yeah.
And talking about how they were telling each other, and the Dave Filoni, he just had face palming the whole time, which was just hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
He's
like lowering
Mr.
the
Secret.
brim of his cap. He's like, oh my god.
That was so awesome. And the trailer is, oh my god. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Ryan, what else really stuck out to you, or did you enjoy the most about Celebration?
I don't even know. Just like so many people handing out free stuff. Like we didn't do that because we didn't have the bring our swag, but I didn't realize how many people brought like patches and pins and buttons to give away and trade. I knew like patches were like a thing, but there were like vendors with walls of patches, and I was like, oh damn. I didn't know it was such a big deal.
Yeah. That's why I was so bummed that we didn't have any made. Just ran out of time.
Yeah. Don't worry. We know when we have to be prepared for now, so it's all good.
1 year.
Less than a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people are saying not April. I'm sure we'll get to it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said, Joey, you brought up April. I think it's going to be too soon for April. I think maybe further down in the year, maybe a little
Possibly.
bit out.
Yeah, these have traditionally been in April, but with there being only like a year notice, it could possibly be May or June too. So, was there anything that really stood out that you did not expect, that you're like, whoa, that's awesome? Or just,
how expensive the food was? No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't know like what to expect being my first real con, so I guess just the amount of vendors was like shocking to me.
We didn't even see it all. I didn't see it all. I said we didn't even see it all. I know I didn't.
Yeah, no. I tried to like that last hour I had on whatever day it was. I kind of tried to like rush through everything. I was like, oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even get to go over here. So, yeah, I guess how big it was surprised me. I don't know if that's how big it usually is.
It depends on the venue, but yeah. What do you think about Chicago, coming from doing a New York and Chicago trip all in one? I mean, what was your thought?
You know what? I didn't even care about sightseeing once I got to Chicago. After doing a week in New York, I was like, oh, cool. That tower that everyone hates there. I'm not going to say I don't know how they feel about it on the show, but
which one?
Trump Tower. How everyone hated it. That kind of, I guess, stuck out to me, so I took a bunch of pictures.
That's the first thing I did. I sent it to Udi.
I gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful area, though, that Riverwalk in Chicago.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. I drove by the Bean. I was like, cool, saw it. So, yeah, I wish my two trips were spread out, because a week of sightseeing and then doing another, like, 5-6 days, buildings just get to be buildings by then for me. So, yeah, I didn't. The food, that was the hot dog place we went to was good.
Yeah,
I think that was my favorite part of the city. Portillo's or something.
Yeah, that was really good.
So I guess See, if I just went to Chicago and you asked me that question, my answer would be completely different. So,
well,
I was a little sick of buildings.
Any small stuff at the celebration that you enjoyed that you didn't think you would, or you enjoyed more than you thought?
Lines weren't that bad because you were talking to people. I guess another thing that surprised me was the amount of lines, but something that surprised me on top of that was how fast they went. Even though they were like 3-4 hours in a Funko lineup, they went by so fast because you're talking to people. So that surprised me.
And again, another interview that we scored with Ryan talking in line, he was talking to a droid builder in the Funko line, and so these guys that build R2s and BB-8s and stuff. So we're talking to him, and really cool guy from like Wisconsin or something.
Imagine if everyone was that nice at Disneyland and the lines would go by so fast.
I know.
Yeah, exactly right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think for me it was just seeing friends, internet family from all over the country that I haven't seen since either Celebration, Anaheim, or I haven't seen at all until this trip. So a lot of those little stuff like that in the skywalking community and meeting new people. There was a podcast meetup at one of the bars, so I met up with some Blast Points podcast, Kessel Run Weekly. I met Amy Ratcliffe, where she's a author and also does a lot of Star Wars articles on Nerdist, and also a podcaster. And she had a Disney podcast on food, but they haven't done that as much because she's been busy with her Star Wars book and stuff. So that was really cool.
Cool.
But then we got the news that next year is going to be in Anaheim. So, and man, so I mean, what did you think, Udi, when you?
What about Anaheim, or
or when you saw that?
Oh, I think I instantly texted you, Joyce, and Mark.
Right.
We're in. Like, there's no way down. And I even mentioned to you and Mark. Second, we know exact dates. We're booking hotels. We're in. And I'm like hands down, all the way.
Nice. Yeah. No, we're.
Yeah. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, and I was like, I started freaking out, and then my girlfriend's like, what? I was like, it's in Anaheim next year. She's like, I'm in too, because she's a big Star Wars nerd, so I was like, this is going to be awesome. I think like a lot of more people are going to be able to go that I feel like are in, not like in quotations, inner circle, but like podcast family and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I was at the closing ceremony, and when they announced it, and the way they announced it was hilarious. They had
I saw it.
They had so I don't know, Mark, if you didn't see it or not, but they had it. I don't know if you remember the plans from Rogue One, the little disc at the end.
Oh yeah,
where the Vader scene, like take it. They had a cosplayer dressed up as Jyn. She started it, but this thing was taller than Warwick Davis.
Okay, it was big. Yeah.
So they had it on stage, and they passed it around the arena, which is the Wintrust arenas were DePaul basketball team.
Oh, okay.
The college. So it went around, and they had a pool noodle that was supposed to be a lightsaber, and so they had to chase it, and people were throwing, because if you threw it and hit it, you'd get the plans. And so that little kid that was Darth Vader. Then the plans had to get to Princess Leia. Then she gave it to Warwick Davis, and then he, you know what? I think I gotta. Let me just do the tail end.
And the date of the next Star Wars celebration. Would you like to go and sit down again, or are you going to hang out here with your own?
So you gave the little kid a Death Star, and he just threw it.
He's not happy. Vader's in the mood. Okay. You know, that's where Kylo gets it from. Death Star. I signed it for you as well. I signed it. There you go, Jack.
So Warwick Davis was like the host of a lot of the smaller panels.
Luckily, I have a huge disk drive over here, a USB socket, and I'm going to plug this in. So, Princess, would you come over and stand over this side? So I'm going to plug this in, and we can... There you go. Okay, look at the screen.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a little excited.
Yes, that is awesome. I was hoping for maybe Roseville.
Yeah. But Anaheim will be okay.
Yeah, Anaheim works.
So would that be at the Anaheim Convention Center, like for sure? Or is there another convention center in the area?
No, it'd have to be that one.
Yeah, it's going to be that one, and they've been remodeling or they've been adding on to a certain area for the last 2 or 3 years, I think. So
Yeah.
it'll be ready by then, and you'll be happy, Ryan, because we'll most likely be able to camp out. And it'll only be like 60 degrees outside, not or whatever when you're Canadian.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, he showed me what are you guys, Fahrenheit or
Celsius?
Celsius, yeah.
Yeah, we're Fahrenheit, my bad. He showed me we're at the baseball game, it was like 4. I'm like, it felt like 4, but it was 40, but it was like 30 with a wind chill. But yeah, with Canadian, it was bad. But
yeah, that was all weekend with people like, oh, it's like whatever you guys would say, like 45. I was like, cool. I'm like, that would be like your skin melting.
Yeah. Right on. Okay. Anything else in closing for this one?
Oh, I'll let Joey. Any final comment, and then Ryan. Yeah, final thoughts.
For me, it was a stretch financially, but like when they first announced it, I mean, you guys know I was calling in for. It's going to be in Anaheim. It made so much sense being in Anaheim.
Oh, absolutely.
Galaxy's Edge
yes.
opens and all this stuff, and I wanted to toot our own horns, and just like I predicted.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind. Sorry. Inside joke there.
You are the authority.
We are the authority. But when it was announced Chicago, and everyone was like, "What? Oh, that's crazy!" And I was like, "Dang, I did not see that coming." Well, guess I'm going to Chicago. But I am so glad I went. Had a stressful time at work and at home, so I needed this.
It was a good time for you to go.
It was a good time. And like I said, me and Ryan, we've only seen each other once previous to this. When he went to his Disneyland trip last fall, we had breakfast at Denny's. So having a good
5 a.m.
Yeah, having a good a visit that was pretty fun. And like I said, just seeing all the fans. Like I'm 40, he's 23, but it's all Star Wars. The positivity was there. Cosplay was awesome. I think a personal favorite part, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but was running into or talking to the owner of the Geeky Tiki. And he was really cool.
You were there so much, Joey.
Yeah, I got a couple swizzle sticks and stuff, but yeah, like I said, he mentioned possibly doing something special for our followers and listeners once all this celebration stuff dies down. He even mentioned hey, we get you guys your own tiki mugs. So I'm like, ooh, yeah. So I'm like, well, that's awesome.
Well, you shouldn't be saying that to this particular person because he would, because you would totally jump on that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he gave us credit because Udi knows I was plugging all this. Every time they released something, I'd post it and stuff. And so he's like, I think because of you guys repost, that pushed us over 10,000 followers. So, that was pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, great time. And can't wait to Anaheim. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, just going back a minute, the meeting people like that you're friends with online. Like I met some guy that went to Celebration 2 years ago that picked me up an exclusive, and we've been like buddies ever since. Played video games, and like we tried to do our own podcast, that didn't work. But literally, we were both on our phones and just bumped into each other at like in this middle of this huge convention, and just it was crazy. Like this guy I've been friends with for like 2 or 3 years now. So it's like you never know who you're gonna meet and all your online friends, and yeah, that's what I took away. Like how close how many people were there, Joey? Like
just over 70,000. Yeah, give or take.
How close it felt with 70,000 people.
Yeah, because his first con in Seattle was like 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and super disorganized, but just that was my biggest takeaway. How close everyone felt. With so many people there, and I'm so excited to go next year and meet you guys and other podcast people, and I'm sure I'll make more friends online in the next year and a half, however long till the next celebration. And yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Can't wait to meet you too. That's gonna be a good time.
Yep. Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you guys for having us on, because of course we're going as fans and stuff, but of course we're doing podcasts and stuff. We want what can we do to sound good, and I wanted to do this like I mentioned earlier, this guerrilla style experience for the listeners. But then I want to do a recap, and Marcus, that's a lot of editing and a lot of time behind having a full-time job, and So it's just like when Udi mentioned about coming on, like we could do the recap on Leaving Today, then we'll do the other one, and we're all podcast family here. So
absolutely,
thank you guys for having us on.
Oh, of course, anytime, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, anytime.
My pleasure. Always a good time talking Star Wars with people that share the love of Star Wars. So,
and as watching it streamed, I know you guys got the feels of what was shown. What was your favorite?
It was kind of like for me. It just pulled me. All it did is it solidified me going to Anaheim. I mean, as soon as it popped up, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking, if they announce Anaheim, I'm there. Like, there's no way around it. I'm going to do what I have to do to be there. I mean, but I think the thing with everything that I've been through over the last 4 or 5 months, I think the biggest thing that it did for me was like what I kind of mentioned. It brought me back to remembering why I love that, and then looking out and going, I'm not on a boat by myself with this, and I know I'm not. But when you really see it in the physical form, the magnitude, and only scratching the surface, but yet you're like, oh my God, 70,000 people, full arenas, and then when I saw the trailer. A lot, and I've said it before, I've been saying it for a while, a lot of it is riding on this movie. I'm glad they brought JJ. I think he was the right man for the job. And I had this level of, trepidation, I know it's going to be okay, but what if it's not? I thought, I felt relatively good about Last Jedi, but what if it's not? But then the music hit, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel okay. Like Ricky was saying, you feel okay. Then they hit you with Mandalorian, and I went, okay. The Mandalorian. Look at the Mandalorian. And I'm like, oh my God, the Mandalorian. This is going to be back to when I was freaking 8 years old.
Yeah.
No way around it. The way everything visually, I'm like, I'm seeing A New Hope. And then I'm like, okay. And all that made me do is feel a lot better about where we're going, where they're going, or they're taking us with Star Wars. Because, to be honest, I think we've all felt it because of what happened with Jedi and everything that's been going on since then. We all felt a little shaky. I did.
Yep.
For me to have to argue that Solo's a good movie, I'm like, really? Why am I arguing with you over Solo?
Exactly.
It wasn't the greatest movie, but it was a good movie. It was fun. Yep. It gave me some things I liked and some things I didn't, what I didn't. But at the end of the day, it helped me feel a lot better about the overall direction. And then because my worry was with Disney is where they're going, the cash cow, and are they way too worried about money? And then I think one of the messages I got was they realize, they are worried about the money, but they realize, the people in charge are realizing, but the way to get the money is to have the content. And that is key. Storytelling and content is key, and looks to me, and I got the vibe that they understand it. Thank God, because after Last Jedi, after that, I wasn't sure if they got it anymore.
Especially with this year having a giant 14-acre land, a giant movie that's ending a saga, or trilogy and a saga, and a new TV show that's taking us to places we've never been before. And there's a lot riding on Star Wars, but after this weekend, I feel really good.
Yep.
Excellent. Oh, my turn. Seeing for me, I only saw, I think, 3 panels. Episode 9, the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Parks panel, and then the 20-year thing of anniversary of Phantom Menace. I think I'm like everybody here with the Last Jedi. I absolutely lost interest in in everything Star Wars after that. But this thing really piqued my interest and got me in the feels with it for sure. I was like I said, I was sitting there crying, going, "Oh my God, I'm this grown man at work, and no one can hear me crying." So, but I think what I really enjoyed watching was some of the reaction videos from this. Did you guys watch those things?
Ryan sent me one that's really funny. Which one was it, Ryan?
Is it the guy with the glasses?
I think it was. They had the glasses, right?
What happened with him?
Red shirt. I don't know. He was just going crazy.
Oh no, there's one with a guy with glasses and he starts crying, and I'm like, I get the emotion, but I'm like, I'm not there.
No. Oh, he's like bawling.
Well, I don't know if you can.
We'll show you after.
Okay, I mean, I mean, just the fact that, I mean, women, men, children are all kind of like connected here that are watching, and they all have the same reactions, and I think that's something pretty powerful.
Yeah, my friend Jen Marie, she posted a really good heartfelt because emotions, like you said.
Yeah,
I just started welting up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, and now I'm looking forward to experiencing some of this in Anaheim next year. So yeah, we'll watch that afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's really what I got. I'm really excited for December now. I'm really excited to see Galaxy's Edge. Whenever we get a chance to go down there and check it out, and hopefully in August. And yeah, so that's how that's how I took it. So.
And I think we're actually going to apply for the podcast stage show. I got some ideas ready. So wasn't ready for this year, but I was helping out with two of them from some friends' podcasts, and Ryan asked me, he's like, "Hey, we should apply." I'm like, you know what? There's so much work put into this, and I don't think we're there yet, listener wise. But I was helping our friends set down, and another podcast started. And nothing against them. It was younger kids, probably in their mid-teens, and they had somebody in their 20s. You could tell that their podcast host was the one that was on the phone. She wasn't at Celebration. Oh, so it was a really bad connection, and then there was a lot, even more than my normal. It was even worse than how I do my ums. But I won't say who, but my friend that I was with, he looked at me like, what the hell is... And after that, then I told him, I'm like, you know what? Ryan said we should apply, and I said, we're not ready. After seeing them, I think we'll be good.
Oh, good.
So I got some ideas. So and I've already designed our logo and shirt for it.
Oh, the logo's sick. Yeah. I'm so excited. First day back from Celebration, we have our logo for the next one. I ran downstairs. It's like, Mom, look, our new logo.
So we'll share that in due time.
Awesome.
So,
yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, well, thanks again for joining us for this episode.
Yeah, thank you for having us on.
Of course. And the LTP will return officially March 9th. May 9th.
Well, that's not when we're going to release, but yeah.
We're gonna record.
We're going to record that day right in there. I mean, we haven't knocked it down, but that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah. And so, Jess will be with us on that.
Yeah, we have that show coming. We'll tease it right now. We are going to have a special guest moderator. He's sitting across from me.
Hello there.
Yeah. Oh, hello there. And so we'll tease that right now. It's going to be different from our normal show, but we felt like we need to come back with a nice little bang, and I think we're going to have fun that episode.
We will have fun.
We're going to have fun that episode. I know I'm going to be having a few things that are a bit too strong.
The alcohol that's way too strong.
Yeah. Kitty. That's not me. I won't say it.
No. Only Jess can say that.
Yeah.
That's her tagline.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So
really bad eggs.
Really bad eggs. Oh, that's Jack Sparrow.
There you go.
There you go. Right. See, we could put that in the trivia. I'll know that. Let's see. Where can people find you guys?
They can find us at the Disney Universe Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you want to
Spotify.
It's Spotify, yeah.
Oh, good.
I was getting there for the listen. We're on Apple. We're on the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud. And if you'd give us a review on Apple, iTunes, iTunes, that'd be great. We don't get much app. Because I plug Spotify more. I really enjoy that.
Okay.
That's where you can find us. You can find me at jpitty23 if you want to follow me personally on Twitter or Instagram. And Ryan's, if he wants to give it, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm just Ryan Pun. Maybe the Punster. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. There you go.
What's my handle? I don't know.
I'm on the internet. You can find me.
I'm on the interwebs. You can find me.
Yeah.
Google it.
All right, and Udi, where can people find you?
You can find me at my socials, which are Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, which are all HAXGOALIE, Haxgoli. And we're teasing. I keep on bringing Better Bad will come back. Joey's going to be still part of it, and we got to get technical stuff done, but we'll come back. But other than that, that's where I'm at right now.
Awesome. You can send me an email at info@leavingtodaypodcast.com, and you can check us out on Instagram at Leaving Today Podcast. Twitter is Leaving Today Pod, and Facebook is Leaving Today Podcast. So drop us a line and connect with us anytime you'd like. And we will talk to you guys next month. Mm-hmm. Until then, we'll see you guys in the parks.
Yeah, hey, and don't forget, send some love to Jess. Just
absolutely, yes.
Tell her how much you miss her.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. See you in the parks.
Bye.
The Force is unusually strong with him.
Kitty.